Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys back in the stream, being a part here tonight on the channel. As we get a great matchup in store. College hoops tonight. The number 8 ranked team in the nation, the Auburn Tigers, first time in the top 10 this season. They're on the road to take on their in-state rival, the Alabama Crimson Tide. College basketball Iron Bowl type matchup here between these two in-state rivals. Auburn, 4th longest winning streak in all of college basketball. They have rallied off 11 straight victories in a row, record of 16-2 for Auburn. Undefeated in the SEC at 5-0 for the Tigers, and looking to prove the nation that they are legitimate contenders tonight. Alabama 12-6 this season, 4-1 in the SEC, 1 game behind Auburn. They're 8-1 on their home floor, coming off a loss by 20 on the road at number 5 ranked Tennessee on Saturday, 91-71. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well, as we're going to be tipping off in a couple minutes from now. What's good, Jeffrey, in the stream? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Vegas on the channel, welcome aboard. Yeah, watching that one throughout the first half. That was tough to watch there, PC and Seton Hall, and how it went down in the first half. That was some bad turnovers that they had for the Friars there. Tonight, Auburn looking to see if they can stay red hot, flying under the radar right now. This team did not get ranked throughout the entire 2023 start of the season for Auburn. They were not ranked, and finally able to enter in the rankings beginning on January 1st of 2024, and they've bounced up from 25 during the start of this month all the way up to 16 now. They went up to 13 and up to now currently number 8, which they are now in the 4th week of 2024 for Auburn. And they got that Iron Bowl, just the history, looking back at it, because both of these schools, more so football schools, but basketball brewing strong as of late for these two programs. We got a good one in store in Tuscaloosa tonight. Hey, what's good? Jacob on the stream, welcome in. Yes, I'm a Patriots fan. Yeah, that's really good pickup right there. Chargers, a couple of minutes ago, as they picked up Jim Harbaugh from Michigan. So some big news updates right there. Mario, welcome in. Glad to have you in the stream. Thanks for joining in, man. Wow, putting in the work today. Thanks for coming out, supporting the stream, and we're going to tip off in a couple minutes what should be a great game going down here tonight between Auburn and Alabama. Auburn looking for their first Quad 1 victory this season. They've come up short in both of their Quad 1 opportunities, 0-2 in Quad 1 play. They're 16-0 in Quads 2 through 4 this season. Their only two losses were the season opener against Baylor, which is ranked at number 15, which that's just basically the first game to get a basis of your team there. And that was back and forth. Auburn could have easily taken that one. Baylor made a couple of shots late to overcome Auburn and take the win in that game. And then the other loss, they lost by 5 against Appalachian State, who's low-key looking like a sleeper team come NCAA tournament. Appalachian State now with a record of 15-4, undefeated in Sun Belt play. They're the top team in the Sun Belt for App State, so they've come out of nowhere, currently projected on either the 12 or the 13 seed line for App State, as those are the only two teams that's able to beat Auburn this season. Auburn projected as a 3 seed according to Joe Lunardi at ESPN, a 4 seed according to Jerry Palma, CBS. Alabama, one of the top perimeter offenses in the nation, going up against Auburn, balanced on both sides of the basketball, one of the deepest teams in all college basketball. This should be a great matchup, as here we go, and we are underway. Auburn, right to left on the floor, controls the opening tip. Auburn with the dark blue uniforms, orange numbers, orange letters for this matchup. Alabama, white jerseys, red numbers, red letters. The Tigers with it first. They swing it out to the wing. Here's a 3 taken and swoosh. They get it from downtown by Johnny Broome, the big man, who sinks down to triple to begin for Auburn. First possession now for Alabama. Starting 5 tonight for this game: Aiden Holloway, Denver Jones, Jalen Williams, Johnny Broome, and Chris Moore for Auburn, going up against Mark Sears, Latrell White, Wrightsell, Grant Nelson, Nick Pringle, and Aaron Estrada for Alabama. As we have a quick timeout on the floor, as the lights here in this arena never reset. There's red lights at the top of the ceiling. That's why I thought the camera was so weird when we were starting off. So the referees have called time after the first possession. Auburn scored a 3, but the ref stopped time here on the floor because the lights right now are going out of control, as they do not have the proper set of lights to control this arena right now, as they have lights that are red at the top of the ceiling when they need to be white and yellow right now. So this game has been paused at the moment currently until we can get better lights in this arena. So currently on this timeout, hopefully brief. Auburn with a great opportunity tonight to prove the nation that they are legit national championship contenders. And balance has been the key in this Auburn squad this season. 21st in the nation, averaging above 83 points per game this season, allowing opponents to average around 65 points per game, which ranks top 40 in total defense. And also, what's been a key for them, they lead the conference in the SEC with an 83% free throw shooting percentage for them. That is a massive upgrade from last season. They really struggled in the tournament game last year against Auburn in the second round. And the other key is also this team can hit threes. 4th in the SEC in three-point shooting percentage this season. Massive upgrade from being at the bottom of the pack last year for Auburn, and they've done a good job taking care of the basketball as well. Only averaging around 10 turnovers per game. Top perimeter defense in the conference, alongside with a top interior defense as well. So big matchup here. Alabama got the home crowd rallying right behind them. Alabama, this team lives and dies by the 3. Number 2, adjusted offense in KenPom in the nation for the Crimson Tide. They're red hot too. They're 6-1 in their last 7. They lost the last game by 20 against Tennessee, but they got a lot of scoring threats in their team. Mark Sears, top scorer in the SEC, averaging 19.8 points per game. Right now projected both by Lunardi and Palm as a 5 seed, and they are right behind the top 25. They're right now at number 29, receiving 30 votes in the AP poll. So we're still paused right now in this game currently. Tomorrow, I'll be back for Celtics Heat. Hockey from home, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. So this is a really good matchup tonight. Alabama's averaging 89 points per game. That's number 4 in the nation in total offense. Their defense has struggled, though. Just 262nd right now in total defense, allowing opponents to average just under 75. But when they make their threes, they have a 12-1 record when they shoot the ball 35% or greater for Alabama. 5th in the nation in three-point makes, 14th in the nation in three-point attempts, 16th in three-point shooting percentage. This team lives and dies by the three. If they take on a defense that really struggles from three, then watch out, because they're going to have a field day against you. If they take on a perimeter defense that can lock you up, then they're going to have to find their interior shot there for Alabama. So it all depends on the matchups that they have. This matchup's certainly tougher because Auburn has got the top defense for perimeter defense and also interior defense in the entire SEC. So this is the tallest task yet for Alabama, whereas as well for Auburn, this is the tallest task for them on the road for a long time. They're on a 11-game win streak. Yes, with all that talent, they should be able to get to the playoffs there. Yup, Doc Rivers, the new head coach for Milwaukee. Still don't think that's going to be a fix to the number 22 defense in the NBA per adjusted defensive efficiency. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a fix there. So a lot of drama happened why that was the issue. So this was before the start of the season. Damian Lillard came over with that trade a couple weeks before the start of the season. Drew Holiday got traded for Damian Lillard. So then after Damian Lillard got traded, Milwaukee brought in Damian Lillard's former head coach for Portland, Terry Stotts. And then there was a practice like a week before the start of the season. Terry Stotts, who was a Milwaukee assistant coach at the time, the top assistant behind the head coach who got fired yesterday, and with Adrian Griffin. And Terry Stotts called over Dame and Giannis and was telling them about like how to run the offense. And then Adrian Griffin, he wanted like a huddle for the players only and for a huddle for the coaches. So he yelled at Stotts when he was telling Dame and Giannis about an offensive set. Adrian Griffin just yelled at Stotts in front of everybody. And then the next day, Stotts quit the team as the top assistant head coach for Milwaukee, and it's just spiraled downwards. A couple other things was that Adrian Griffin and Giannis were going at it against each other, like mad at each other at the end of that Pacers game that they blew in the in-season tournament. And then the first game they took on Boston, Milwaukee was down by 14, 84-70, and then Giannis was told by Adrian Griffin to head towards the scorer's table to substitute out of the game, and Giannis told him no, not substituting out of the game, and both of them had words. When he was at the scorer's table, Giannis went to the scorer's table, just sat on top of the scorer's table, had some words for Griffin there. Back in November when they faced the Celtics. So, yeah, a lot of issues. It just kept on spiraling, and, yeah, the players just didn't feed into the head coach. Just nobody was buying Milwaukee's head coach, so that's why they made a change there. Tomorrow will be my next stream. Celtics against Heat at 7:30. Hey, what's good? Diamond McCrab, welcome back in. Christian, welcome aboard. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. Best of luck to him, new head coach for the Chargers. Adam, welcome back on board. Yeah, good question. I'd say they'd be solid contenders, but not like top for like elite there. Yeah, Kyrie's got like no help now since Clay has declined rapidly. So right now, this game is at a pause. Thanks for being a part here on the stream and patiently waiting right now as we are stopped in the first 29 seconds currently of this game. There's a light issue inside the arena, so got some issues here with this arena that we have a red light instead of the actual lights over the Coleman Coliseum currently. But a quick update on the scoreboard. A lot of games for bubble implications right now in the NCAA tournament panning out. Seton Hall leading Providence by 3, 40-37. Georgia up by 2 over LSU, 35-33. Georgia not as bad as advertised this season. I'm kind of shocked that they're not in like the bubble conversation for Georgia right now, but they should be able to start to get recognition. Georgia knocked off South Carolina earlier this season. South Carolina just crushed Kentucky last night. Georgia right now 3-2, 13-5, and they're 0-3 against the AP poll. But you got teams with a similar record, such as like Wake Forest, that's borderline on the bracket, and you don't have Georgia over there in the bracket. It's kind of stunning right now, to say the least, that Georgia's not like at least in the bubble conversation currently for bracketology right now for them. Stunning. Yeah, they're nowhere to be seen. So there's teams in the field that they have, or at least close to the field, like Colorado. It's got a similar record to Georgia. Colorado's yet to win a road game this season. Wake Forest is in that grouping too. Wake Forest is 1-4 on the road, just outside the bracket. But those teams are higher than Georgia right now in a big game against LSU, up by 2. Iowa leading Maryland 32-24. Both of those teams got a long way to go. Miami's on the bubble, and Miami leads Notre Dame 32-29. That's a massive game for Miami, because if they lose that, they drop out entirely for the Canes. And then huge game for the bubble tonight. Virginia up over NC State 22-14. So those are the games currently going on. All of them bubble implications. This is the only ranked matchup currently. Auburn at number 8, Alabama just outside the top 25 at number 29. Yeah, South Carolina looking really good. Their former head coach was the coach, or their head coach currently is he used to be the coach of Chattanooga, Lamont Paris. So it's his second season as head coach, and a massive improvement for that team. I believe South Carolina was projected to finish last, if I'm not mistaken, in the SEC this season, and exceeding expectations in a big way. Gonzaga, do I think they're going to be in the tournament? The only way they can get there would be winning the WCC. So that's the only way that they can get there, basically, I feel like, for them. Yeah, it's been a lackluster season for them. Even their numbers aren't even like what it was in the past, and that was when Gonzaga used to make like basically Sweet 16, but nothing really after that. The best they could do is Sweet 16 recently for Gonzaga, besides the national championship year against Baylor. But yeah, even with the previous 2 years when they got bounced out, either that first game of the second weekend for them, they had top of the nation scoring numbers and points per game, and this year that number's drifted back. They were in throughout the 20s in scoring in the nation throughout most of the season. I believe they're up to number 9 now for them, since it's like a easier schedule that they're going through right now. Oh boy. So we got issues right now. This game is currently in a lighting delay at the moment. Never see that too often there. And thanks all for patiently waiting. This game has just got started, but it is right now in a delay at the moment currently. Somebody turned on the wrong lights at Alabama, and they don't know how to get them back, so they're going to have to call over the head of the engineering department and figure that out. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get over, looks like, because they're going to be paying the $7.25 minimum wage, and nobody wants to do it for that, so it's going to take a little bit longer for people to come over and get that fixed. Ian, what's good? Welcome in, man. Thanks for joining in. SG on the channel, welcome aboard. Just joking about that, but Yeah, it's come to that issue right now. Just all the technology issues that we've had. Look at Jonathan Kraft. He didn't even show up for Gerard Mayo's press conference last week because they had issues at one of their facilities. I mean, that gets all fixed if you pay the people what they deserve to be paid instead of paying them minimum wage at that corporation. In general, that gets fixed entirely. I've gone on an interview with that corporation specifically, and I was close to getting the job for like one of those audio production jobs to run the Patriots.com radio show, and they told me the wage for the job, and I told them no, I'm not taking that at all, not at all. It was so low. You can't make a living wage on that, and they had issues last week that Bob Kraft's son couldn't even show up to Jerron Mayo's press conference because they had issues technology-wise in another one of the companies that they have. But in that big giant company specifically, they're paying people like the state minimum wage. Like, you can't make a living off of that at all. I'm going to go for quarterback first. They need to address the quarterback issue for the Patriots. Also wide receivers too. That needs to be put on the list. So quarterback, wide receivers, offensive line. They got a lot of stuff they got to fix, and it's going to take a long time to do so. All right, here we go. So finally, we're going to get back to action here. This game wasn't too long. I remember there was a delay a couple of years ago that they played at Villanova, not the Wells Fargo Center. They played in the smaller gym at Villanova, and there was sunlight that was coming through the window, and the window was so high up that nobody could reach it to block the window, so they had to delay the game until the sun started to set and move away from the window. So we tipped off this game, and there was a giant red light on the floor, or on the court. The lights were red. They were not white when they were shining over the court. They were red, they were white, and then they turned to black, and then they went back to red, and now finally they're back to actual light, which is what you need, is the white yellowish lighting to get this arena going. So finally we got it here. There's so many of the student section fans here in bucket hats for tonight's matchup. This is going to be a fun one. So finally we're going to get going for this one. I took San Francisco in my bracket to the Super Bowl. Looking for the Niners to come through, but what a story it will be for the Lions there if they're able to pull off the upset. San Francisco favorites by a touchdown, by 7 on Sunday. I'll take Brock Purdy on Sunday. He'll throw for 295, I'll say. All right, so here we go. About to finally get going on here. Alabama should get the basketball back as we are 29 seconds into action. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. A long-awaited time about to get going here in just a moment. After a lighting delay inside Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. Daniel, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by, man. Alabama ranked at number 29, receiving votes just outside the top 25. 12-6 record overall. Auburn 16-2. They're on the nation's fourth longest winning streak right now. 16-12 record, the lone undefeated team remaining in SEC conference play. Here we go. Alabama white jerseys, red numbers, red letters. After a lengthy stoppage, about 15 minutes, we will finally get to basketball action here. Inbound goes to Alabama as we get back to action. The Crimson Tide at the quarter, and they lost it. It's a turnover. Textbook start here for Auburn as Alabama turns it over. Johnny Broome made the three before the game was paused. And now this will head right back over to Auburn. I'll go Jared Goff higher. I feel like they're probably going to be playing from behind for a little bit in the game for Detroit. So I'll go Goff to throw for like 323 on Sunday. And this is going to look like it's going to be a long game. When I was comparing stats of these two teams, both of these teams foul a ton. They commit a bunch of personal fouls. They go to the free throw line a bunch too. And actually the referees will switch it back to Alabama's direction. So after they pointed in the direction for Auburn, they will switch it back to Alabama. Sears fires the pass down low. They move it back out to the perimeter into the hands of Mark Sears. Launches a three. That comes up short. They try to save it. Pinned it off the wrong player. Stole it away. Underneath by Jalen Williams for Auburn. Up the floor here at the quarter. Here's a three. Denver Jones. Missed off the mark. No good. Tipped. Auburn tries to save it. They were out of bounds with it though. So this will go back to Alabama in the first minute of action. Alabama struggling against some key defensive teams this season. They got hammered on Saturday, lost by 20, 91-71 against Tennessee. Also have a couple losses against bubble teams this season for them as well. Lost against Clemson and Ohio State. Clemson as of late's been dropping in the ACC. That's their lone home loss this season for Alabama. Aaron Estrada, his pass got picked off, intercepted. Auburn up the floor to 3-on-1, out to the wing. They'll jack up another three. Holloway off the rim, no good. Tipped up as Alabama collects the defensive rebound. Minute and a half of action so far. Alabama looking to see if they can get on the board. They turn a corner drive, and it's roll to travel. Violation picked up by the Crimson Tide. I say the big key in the game for the 49ers is to get Christian McCaffrey established into the game. Get him open with space underneath, and get him involved in the rushing game as well. The pass down low over to Johnny Broome, scores up and then off the backboard, plus the foul. Excellent start so far tonight for Auburn, as he'll have the and one at the line. Broome with all 5 so far. This is a key for this Auburn team this year. They play cohesive basketball together. Aiden Holloway with the assist. Johnny Broome able to lay it up plus the contact. They're top 10 in the nation in assists per game this season. One of the keys though for Auburn is once this game keeps on rolling, what I really like about this team is the free throw is good, is their depth. They are super deep. They're the number 2 team in bench points in the nation behind Cornell this season for Auburn. Alabama has it as they dribble now to the left elbow. Sears, high usage player for Alabama, out to the top of the key over to right cell. Right cell floats up the runner, missed off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Jalen Williams for Auburn. Auburn up the floor right now. Williams moves it on top over to Holloway. Holloway, a 5-star freshman, top 20 recruit from Charlotte, North Carolina, guarded at the edge of the midcourt logo. Bounce pass over to the left wing into the hands of Chris Moore as the pass got deflected, broke it up out of bounds, touched by Sears. Alabama full of transfers on this team. Mark Sears, the top scorer from Ohio. Mid-major transfers for this team. A Rylan Griffin from North Dakota State. Cal State Fullerton for Latrell Wrightsell. And a transfer that spent 3 other previous colleges at with Aaron Estrada. He went to St. Peter's, then Oregon, then Hofstra. Inbound back to Auburn. The Tigers at the top. They slide it out to the left wing. Denver Jones moves over to Broome. Broome down the lane, flung it away though. Intercepted by Alabama at the wing as they will attack downhill. Sears, kiss off the glass, scores up and then off the backboard. First basket goes in the fast break transition there for Alabama. Alabama just so fast up the floor. Top 25 in the nation and adjusted per tempo per KenPom this season. Jalen Williams sends it on top now to a Holloway. Holloway dribbles up, drives inside, flings it behind his back, sets up the wide open dunk. Johnny Broome with a 2-handed flush. Oh, incredible playmaking right there off the dribble drive penetration for Auburn by number 1, Aiden Holloway. To the first 3 minutes of action. Alabama, Estrada sends it out to the wing. Grant Nelson turns the corner, drives, missed the layup. The rebound collected by Broome. Up the floor here for Auburn, looking to add it as they are looking solid so far in this game. The lob down low off the Broom, intercepted though by Nelson right back for Alabama as they will go quick off the dribble drive, block from the side. Referees will call it though goaltending. That will be, the bucket will count though for Alabama as this will head right back to Auburn. I'll take Niners on Sunday 31-23. So I'll go Niners by 8. I'll go Mahomes for 325 on Sunday. Auburn by 4 with possession. Katie Johnson, jumper, top of the free throw circle, swoosh, as he delivers. Able to create their shots, too, right now. Great start for War Eagle in this game. Corner 3, bricked off the back rim, no good by number 15, Jaron Stevenson for Alabama. Alabama live and die by the 3 ball, top 15 in the nation in 3-point makes, 3-point attempts, and 3-point shooting percentage. Auburn with possession to the first 4 minutes of action. They turn the quarter dribble up to the top of the key. Chad Baker-Mazar, free throw circle, rises for the J, and he hits it. That's another J there right at the free throw circle, back-to-back for Auburn. Quick start here for the Tigers, putting the nation on notice tonight, looking to move up in the AP poll. The Jam soared up right there with a 2-handed flush. Out in the pick and roll offense for Alabama to draw 12-6. Crossover at the wing, dribbles towards his left around the perimeter. Holloway slides it out to the left wing. Into the hands to Chaney Johnson. The bounce pass goes over to Broom. Broom off the pivot, works on Nelson. Johnny Broom gets the drop. It's good for 2, up and in off the backboard. He was named Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year 2 seasons ago at Morehead State for Johnny Broom. And terrific footwork that he showed in that last play, working on Grant Nelson, a transfer from North Dakota State. Both of these guys, 2 former mid-major transfers now at the Power 5 level at the SEC. As we get the big boys tonight in this one. 14-6 Auburn, out to a great start. 15-11 left to go before timeout as we have the first timeout tonight. What a start to this game so far. The Tigers looking efficient, dominant inside the low post. Yeah, good get right there, getting Jim Harbaugh as head coach. That should be able to put the Chargers, I would imagine, into the playoffs for them. Yeah, Bucks hired Doc Rivers. They're going to go up 3-1 in the playoff series, and then they're going to choke on another one. So Doc Rivers, out of all the teams in the playoffs that's been coached by a coach that's been up 3-1, that's then lost the playoff series after being up 3-1. Doc Rivers coach teams are responsible for 23% of those teams that were up 3-1 in the playoffs and then lost the playoffs in 7. I just don't know how you can fix that there. Milwaukee's in a win now mode, but you traded Drew Holiday away for Damian Lillard. And there's already tension in your organization. Damian Lillard, his former head coach Terry Stotts was the lead assistant with Adrian Griffin. And then 1 week before the start of the season, Adrian Griffin yelled at Terry Stotts. Terry Stotts then quit the team the next day. If there's already tension in the organization, I mean, it's just going to boil over throughout the course of the season. It's just something you can't fix overnight with that defense. They're in win now mode. Best of luck to the Bucks, but I mean, you can't fix defense overnight, right there. Similar to all the stuff with the Patriots this season. Like going into this season, I knew exactly it was gonna be just rough first season for the Patriots. You know it's going to be a tough season when your head coach is no longer with his wife and you found out a week before the start of the season. You get like distractions like that, it just boils over and it goes on throughout the full course of the season. It's so tough to get back to what you were on the right track. That's the thing. It's just those types of distractions usually results in bad stuff happening throughout. Landon, welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. South Carolina looks legit this season. Yeah, that's a really good question there, Christian. Both of those teams, I think, are legit national title contenders, honestly, for Auburn and Tennessee. I really like this bench for Auburn. I'm gonna go with Auburn right now, slightly over Tennessee. I just like the bench. I feel like in a March Madness type setting or so, this Auburn bench, they're the number 2 team in bench points in the nation for Auburn. That's how champions are made, or very close to being champions. We saw that last year. Florida Atlantic and San Diego State, both of those teams are super deep, and both of those teams got to the Final Four last year. Yeah, Auburn is averaging over 37 points via the bench this season. That is number 2 in the nation to Cornell, who's putting up around 40 points per game through their bench. But also, I looked at who Cornell played. Cornell has played 2 Division III schools. One of them they destroyed last night, Wells College. And, I mean, those numbers are skewed. When you play 2 schools that's not in your division, you're putting up 110, 120, 130 points. Those starters are only playing like 10, 15 minutes when you play a D3 school. Plus, they played 2 games against the D3 school for Cornell. So, if you take away those 2 games against D3s, that should instead count as exhibition instead of actual like games towards the standings, honestly, then Auburn should be number 1 in the nation in bench points. Yeah, I don't get why in the world those games count between D1 and D3 or any division. Doesn't matter. As Mark Sears takes it to the rim, we come right back from a timeout. Doesn't matter who you play. If it's D1 versus D2, D1 versus NAIA. I mean, those games should not count towards anybody's standings or so, besides being just like an exhibition matchup. They don't count towards D3. Because it's bound to be a guaranteed loss if it's D3. Bounce pass underneath, 2-handed flush by Auburn underneath inside the paint as they go up 16-8. The Tigers right now, they are rolling. They got 3 different scores from the bench. Dylan Cardwell, explosive at the rim. He just scored with a 2-handed flush. Sears at the left wing perimeter. He's defended by Cardwell. Crossover, dribbles up, drives inside. Sears flings it back out to the top. Here's a 3 straight away. Alabama connects on it. Big time triple from the outside, but the Roll Tide, they draw within 5. Just above 14 minutes left to go in the first right now. That is what they love to do. Live and die by the 3. Trifecta from downtown by Rylan Griffin just a moment ago. Auburn at the right wing with Chad Baker. Mazar lost the handle, turned it over though. As Alabama's got some momentum with them right now, and the crowd is going into hard hats with a student section as this basketball will go back in the hands of Alabama. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Type in the chat who you guys like tonight in this game here, Auburn or Alabama. Inbound for Alabama. Mark Sears left to right on the floor. Sears, the top scorer in the SEC, averaging 19.8 points per game. Hands it off top of the key. Griffin launches up a 3. Oh, he hits it. Rylan Griffin, bang, bang, top of the key. It's a 2-point game, 16-14. 2 for 4 right now from the perimeter by Alabama. This team, if they're down by double digits, they can turn it up in a hurry. It was a close game to the first 30 last week against Mizzou. And in the final 10 minutes, they turned on the Jets, strolling down 3 after 3 after 3. Cardwell turns it over. Out of bounds, it will head right back to the Crimson Tide. Haven't seen this from Auburn this season, that they are right now flustered with the basketball. And done a really good job this season taking care of the basketball. That happens to be their 3rd turnover tonight. Both of these head coaches, they are heck of head coaches for sure. Between the 2, Nate Oates, Bruce Pearl. This is going to be a chess match tonight in this matchup. Mark Sears drives, kicks out to the corner, up fake, sidestep to the left with a 3 for the lead. Swoosh! Latrell Wrightsell drills down the 3 ball for Alabama. Both of these teams looking to put the nation on notice tonight. Alabama looking to get back into the top 25. They won their previous 6 out of 7. Auburn looking to prove the nation that they're a legit national title contender. Right now, number 8 in the nation, first time this season inside the top 10 with a left hand. Missed off the glass, no good. It was altered by Jaron Stevenson for Alabama. They run the floor going backdoor, and they missed the layup. Auburn with a basketball, down by 1, looking to push it up the floor. Kick out to the wing. Up fake here by KD Johnson as it got deflected out of bounds. And the clock will stop with around 12 minutes just above remaining. Alabama getting going from the perimeter right now. Both of these teams are going to push tempo on each other tonight. Alabama 25th in the nation in adjusted tempo per KenPom this season. Things got chippy in there too. Just a moment ago. Yeah, KD Johnson unhappy with one of the Alabama players. Things started to get chippy just a moment ago. Yeah, he went off an up fake and then drove, and then there was a ton of contact by number 12 for Alabama. Wrightsell was the one who picked up the personal foul. So this will be an inbound coming up there off the bump by Wrightsell. So Auburn will get the inbounds. Inbound to the top of the free throw circle, driving downhill, open layup. It is made with a left hand up and through by Chad Baker-Mazzara. AF, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining in. I thought this would be a really good game tonight to cover. Haven't covered Alabama this season, so I wanted to see this one. Yeah, it's been tough to generate viewers whenever I've covered, like, unranked teams this season. Alabama, boom, atop of the key. They drill another 3. They are sizzling right now from the perimeter. Rylan Griffin. He is on fire right now for the Roll Tide. He has got 9. A perfect 3 for 3 from the outside. Baker-Mazzara at the top, defended by Griffin. Baker-Mazzara drives, elevates for the J. Deep 2, missed off the back rim as the Roll Tide collects the defensive rebound. Up the floor in transition as they will go and miss the layup, but they do draw the contact and the foul. So 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Alabama. Both of these teams excellent free throw shooting teams as well this season. It looks like we're going to take a timeout on the floor. 20-18 right now. As we are down to 11:28 left to go as we take the timeout. Yeah, that's a really good question there. Right there. Both of those teams, I think, are destined to make a deep run between Auburn and UNC. I really like UNC right now. At this season, that's a toss-up. I got to see more games being played. Only thing holding back UNC is that they're playing against, like, not that much challenging of competition currently for them. So right now we're just in a timeout. I'm gonna restart this because I just lost the game clock for a moment. So I'm gonna X out. I'm gonna bring it back up. So if you see the stream buffer, no worries. I'm just gonna X out my stream and then bring it back up so I can get the game clock. Alright, so we're back up right now. Yeah, from time to time, for some reason, it'll, like, buffer on my program, and then I'll lose, like, connection with that for some reason. Quick update on the scoreboard currently for college basketball. Seton Hall leading Providence. Great game there, 55-52. And games in the bubble tonight between Georgia and LSU. Georgia leading LSU 54-52 currently. Iowa up over Maryland 41-34, and then Miami needing to win this game against Notre Dame today to keep their bracket hopes alive, and Miami leads by 1, 39-38. Virginia up over NC State 33-31. Yeah, I'd say it's a cause for concern there for Kentucky. The concern being defense. If they have nights that their shots just not falling, it's gonna be tough to if they can't make stops, gonna be really tough for them to get back into the game for Kentucky, because the big struggle for them, they're one of the top offenses in the nation. They're the top in points per game this season, but defensive efficiency, I think they're back in like the 120s in college basketball for defensive efficiency, and their points allowed is around like the beginning of the 300s for them, so they really got to tighten up defensively there. As though those metrics, what Kentucky has for those metrics currently, they remind me specifically of that Xavier team from last year, where they were just like one-sided, and then Xavier ran into somebody in the next round and they got clobbered in that game. They were at a close one against Kennesaw State in the first round, and they came up on top. It seems like the teams that are able to score, it seems like when they get into a tournament setting, the lid of the rim just seems smaller when they shoot, and then it becomes tough to generate offense. And that's a concern right there. If you're a team that lacks defense, if for some reason you can't come up with offense in a tournament setting, then it's going to be really difficult there. Yeah, they got the best offense in the nation in points scored per game, but their defense is ranked around the 300s. So it's like very similar numbers to what Xavier had last year for their team. As we come back to action, Alabama drives inside the paint, missed the layup, no good by Aaron Estrada. 2-point lead now for Alabama. Auburn with the basketball, looking to cut the deficits. Out to the right wing perimeter off the fingertips at Jalen Williams, turned it out of bounds. Uncharacteristic basketball here played by Auburn tonight. That's now turnover number 4. Now they've lost a road game this season. That road loss came against Appalachian State. 12-2 run here for Alabama. App State looking like they could be a sleeper this season in the NCAA tournament. The lob underneath, and a two-handed flush by Nick Pringle for the Roll Tide. Alabama now up by 4. Pass midcourt for Auburn. Aiden Holloway bounce pass top of the key. Baker Mazzara towards his left, hands it off. Here's a 3 straight away. Jalen Williams missed off the back rim, no good. Collision off the rebound as he'll be whistled here. Called on the floor, picked up by Alabama. That's going to be charged to Nick Pringle. I'll probably take the split right there, Sweet 16, probably right now, but if they can get better defensively, then you're looking at a much deeper run for them if they can turn it on defensively. That was the issue for North Carolina. Now, North Carolina the past couple weeks has really stepped up defensively for their team, and they look like a two-headed monster out there. Inbound underneath by Williams. Moves it out to the left corner off to Holloway. Down by 4 for Auburn. Holloway dribbles out top of the key. Holloway, one-on-one, guarded around the perimeter. Dribbles up now to the elbow. Flings it back outside. Johnny Broome made a game-opening 3 for Broome. Backs his way inside the low post off the pivot. Broome, kiss off the glass, scores. Up and in off the backboard. Good for 2. Excellent footwork once again by the big fella. If there's a man that's able to take your team to victory, look no further to number 4. Dark blue and orange for the road team. Johnny Broome's been excellent so far, up to 10 points. Alabama moves it out to the top. Griffin, another 3. Splash. Oh, he hits it. Rylan Griffin on fire so far this first half for Alabama. He is perfect from the perimeter coming off the bench tonight. 12 points and a perfect 4 for 4 shooting. Auburn, number 2 in the nation in bench points per game. Right now, Alabama leads that number 14 2-8 Carly so far underneath Broom, no good. Battle for the rebound. Broom comes up with it. Triple teamed inside the key. Johnny Broom up and in off the glass, scores for 2. Resilient possession right there by Auburn. Alabama fast tempo up the floor. Tough hook shot inside the key. Missed off the mark, and Aiden Holloway comes out with a defensive rebound. Holloway at the wing, dribbles, drives, flings the pass inside, deflected, broke it up. Broom comes out with it off the spin move. Missed off the rim short as Alabama collects the defensive rebounds. Tough possession right there for Auburn. They have 4 turnovers so far. Haven't been able to turn it over that much this season, but a lot of rough passes for them inside. A couple up fakes down at the low block. They missed the shot off the rim short, no good for Alabama. Now Auburn wants to play their style. They will slow down the basketball. Holloway crosses midcourt, approaching the 8.5-minute mark left to go before halftime. Jalen Williams swings it out on top over to Broom. Broom guarded one-on-one. Hand off to Holloway towards his right off the screen. Shoots the 3. No good. Skipped around the rim and out as Alabama collects the defensive rebound. Jalen Williams, excellent season so far, but yet to score tonight on 0 for 2. Shooting the 3 taken straight away. Quick up the floor. Missed off the mark for Alabama. So they had another knockout opportunity right there for a wide open 3, but couldn't send it home for the Roll Tide. Holloway double teamed at the right wing, slides it off to his left. Williams dribbles up. Jalen Williams floats to the runner. Off the back rim, no good. A rebound secure by Alabama. Both of these teams lately in a grind offensively. Alabama will now slow down the tempo. Rylan Griffin, pass off the roll down. Nelson stripped, got it back off the glass. Here's the 3 at the wing. Estrada missed off the mark, no good. A rebound pulled down by Jalen Williams. And Auburn will slow down tempo in this game now. Both of these teams stuck offensively. Auburn's only made 1 3 tonight. It was the first 3-point shot attempt before we delayed the game with Johnny Broom. Broom hand off to Jones. Jones dribbles, drives inside, right to the rim, scores, up and in off the backboard. 25-24. That was almost blocked right there for the layup, but Denver Jones able to get 1 step past the defender. Mark Sears attacks downhill to the rim, and before we will have the foul picked up, charge to Auburn. Reaching in. That's number 2 as a team right now tonight. 25-24. 7:14 left to go in the first right now. So we take the timeouts. Sleeper teams here. I would go with Princeton there. Princeton's only lost 1 game this season. They're going to come in as a complete unknown for them once again because they haven't played like strong teams for them, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad team, because when you get into a tournament style setting, their style of play can really be frustrating for other teams because their defense is excellent and they slow down the basketball a ton for Princeton, and that's what happened last year when Arizona was missing shots. Arizona was the number 1 scoring team last year. They were one of the top rebounding teams last year, but also Princeton came into that game opposite-wise. Princeton came in as one of the slowest tempo offenses last year, and also one of the top defenses last year and interior defenses. And that was a game that gave Arizona a run for its money that Princeton upset them in. So yeah, Princeton's one of the teams to really keep an eye out this year. I'm looking towards Will Wade and McNeese State too. I think they can make some noise in the bracket. They know how to win game-winning plays. They won a game-winning tip-in at the buzzer a couple nights ago for McNeese State. I think they can make some noise in the bracket. And then if Appalachian State makes it into the bracket, that's another team that could potentially do some damage right there for App State because they beat Auburn. Right now they're undefeated in the Sun Belt, and they're low-key like flying under the radar. That I'm trying to find them here for App State. They're a 13 seed. Let's see if these metrics even match up right now, because here's my issue. App State is getting underseeded when they have a 15-3 record, yet Samford, I understand Samford's 17-2. They're on a 17-game winning streak for Samford, but they've played nobody for Samford. They got a top 5 offense. That team, looking at the numbers, looks like Oral Roberts from a couple years ago. Yeah, it does. It looks like Oral Roberts from a couple years ago, but it's got similar numbers to that South Dakota State team. That it all depends on the matchup. That you might want to fade if they play a strong defense, but if they play a weak defense, it's a team that you might want to insert and take. It all depends on the matchup that they have going on for them. But yeah, I would not want to put Samford, because right now Samford is on Lunardi's bracket, slated to play Iowa State in the 5 versus 12 game. I would not pick Samford in there, in my opinion. That Iowa State team beat Houston, and that Iowa State team is much better than what they were last year metrics-wise. They were terrible offensively. Even the year that they went to the Sweet 16, they were not good offensively, and their scoring numbers have spiked this year. Yeah, I would take Iowa State. Iowa State's having a really solid season. I think they're flying under the radar for that program. Texas, kind of like a down year for them, for Texas. Yeah, I'm kind of worrisome for Texas because they had that game that they beat Louisville by just one. Like that's cause for concern if you play that bad of a team this season. Very, very close right to the end as we come back from the timeout. Loose ball stole away as we had a battle for it on the floor. Players diving for the loose ball. Yeah, it's crazy. They beat Baylor at Oklahoma. It's insane. They squeaked past Louisville. This will stay Alabama possession now. So left to right on the floor for Alabama. 12-2 points off turnovers in this game. Here's a three taken straight away. Halfway down, no good and out by Rylan Griffin. Battle for the rebound. They come up with an offensive board by Wrightsell. And Auburn there on the loose ball picks up the reaching. That's number 3 right now. Yeah, I take McNeese State all the way right there. I have no clue how FAU's even ranked at this point. The metrics hate them too for FAU. I've been looking at some of the metrics. Oh man, they went into overtime against a 7-win team on Saturday. They barely beat them in an overtime game, like a shootout game. And I think they scored like 100. It was above 100 points that they had. Yeah, I feel like that was a one-hit wonder for Auburn. Yeah, Memphis had a great start to the season. They've kind of spiraled down. They turn it over a lot for them. It's too bad because they got a lot of good experience on that team from Memphis. Auburn there just turned it over off the kick to the corner. So under 6.5 left to go before halftime, and both of these teams start to settle into the game right now, slowing down the basketball after a couple first 10 minutes of this game was quite hectic. Alabama turns it over in the corner off the fingertips of Wrightsell. A lot of turnovers so far tonight. What's good, Bradley? Welcome back in, man. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, UCF has been an oddball. They beat Kansas last week. Just so random. Chad Baker-Mazara has it at the right corner. Step back 3 in the air. Off the back rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. Tipped up. Offensive rebound. Trying to pin it right off a Alabama player and Mark Sears. Instead, Mark Sears came up with a steal. Out to the corner. Alabama floats up a wild shot off the glass. No good. Missed in transition. Up the floor. Deflected. Stole away. Right back by the Roll Tide. This game is getting out of hands right now. Here's a 3 at the wing. Nelson around the rim and out, and an over-the-back call picked up on the floor, picked up, charged to Baker-Mazara here on the defense they'll get, actually. So 25-24. Yeah, this is going to stay Alabama basketball. Auburn picks up their 4th personal foul. Alabama with 3 so far today's game. It's just the turnovers. Auburn's doing a pretty good job efficiency-wise. They're 11 for 22 shooting. But they've turned it over 6 total times so far tonight. Alabama with 4 total turnovers. Alabama's been scoreless without a field goal for the last 4+ minutes until that. Bounce pass wide open underneath off the inbound. And it's number 11, Muhammad Wagwe, who scores. 27-24 now. Auburn looking to settle it down. They haven't had turnover issues like this throughout the course of the season. At the wing with Baker Mazzara. And a reach and foul picked up around the perimeter, charge to Estrada for Alabama. So both teams now with 4. Hey, what's good, Ward? Welcome back in, man. Got a little bit more time back on that clock. 5:15 left to go in the first half. Johnson drives down inside off the glass. He scores up and then off the backboard. That's a strong drive right there by KD Johnson for 2. 5 minutes left to go before halftime. The pass down inside the low post. Mohamed Wagre, his scoop pass intercepted. Baker Mazzara up on the break. Eurostep floats it up off the back rim. No good. Offensive rebound going up. Got it stripped. And in and out of the hands of Chaney Johnson as Alabama came up with a steal. The Crimson Tide with it. They kick out to the corner. Nelson catching fire. 3 missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Estrada underneath. Blocked by Auburn. The Tigers come up with the basketball. Auburn, top 10 in the nation in blocks per game this season, came up with a big one there. They will slow it down. They haven't been able to make a 3 besides the first one tonight. Just 1 for 6 from the perimeter. Johnson gonna see if he can take his team to lead. No good. Missed the 3 off the step back off the front rim. Right cell with a rebound. Right cell up the floor for Alabama. Fires the pass left corner. Catching fire. 3. Swoosh. Alabama making their 3s tonight with Jaron Stevenson at the left corner. And this is a run with Mark Sears, their top scorer, currently on the bench. Under 4 minutes left to go before halftime. At the right wing, Trey Donaldson, and off the crossover. We're going to have a timeout here taken on the floor. Bruce Pearl not happy about what he sees right now as Alabama is able to kick it out to the corner. Their shooters hot tonight in this game. 6 for 13 from the perimeter. It's a 4-point Alabama lead. Yeah, this is an uncharacteristic game right now for Auburn, with a lot of turnovers for them. It's going to be a crazy tournament because, like, anything could happen this year. Like, the whole transfer portal and NIL just completely changing college basketball. You got some of the players that's like 24, 25, 26 years old that's still playing on some of these teams like BYU. They've got a good amount of guys who's much older and experienced that's still playing for their team. Yeah, it's all over the place with the bracket stuff that's going on. Yeah, they could definitely use Thiero back for Kentucky there. Yeah, Houston's played an easy schedule for them. Their margin of victory in the non-conference slate's massive, but they've had a tough time getting introduced to Big 12 play. So it's been tougher for them. I feel like that's a team though, like if they keep on getting good draws in the bracket for Houston, then they're gonna go deep for Houston. They're bound to get, yeah, based on what seed they are, they're bound to get a mid-major in the first round for Houston, I would imagine, for them being one of the top seeds. And then they'll crush that mid-major, and then who knows after that? Because if they're playing teams in the bracket that keep on advancing, that are from like the Mountain West, A10, WCC, teams that get higher seeds or teams that pull off upsets that face Houston in later rounds, then I think they're going to do a good job against those teams if they're not like a Power 5 team for them. As Houston has this massive win margin over teams in the non-conference slate that they played at mid-majors, and then conference play, it's been a little bit tough for them. Yeah, they had a good win last night, though. Once again, Houston's got the top defense in college hoops and can lock down the perimeter, and that's a tough matchup for BYU because BYU just they're basically like this Alabama team, like they live and die by the three for BYU. Yeah, poor Wake Forest. They're gonna be like the first team out. I feel like probably Clemson once again. First team out column with Clemson, Ole Miss, Wake Forest. Yeah, I got a feeling too there. Vegas said it earlier with Providence. I mean, it's going to take a miracle, man. Right now, Providence is leading 64-61 against Seton Hall. If Providence wins this, we'll remember this one for the rest of the season there because that's a huge game. Next week, they got UConn. They got to make sure they take care of business against Ed Coley when he comes back to the AMP on Saturday, though. We come back to action here. Miss three. Up the floor. No good by Auburn. Alabama with a possession. Driving, attacking downhill. Huge rejection, but they said it's not clean. Gonna be rolled a blocking foul charge to Auburn as there'll be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. Off the attack, it was Rylan Griffin who got denied. The referee said it was not a clean block there by Jalen Williams. So this will be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. First one's up. First one's good by Griffin. Yeah, I'm stunned to see BYU where they've been in the rankings this year, honestly. Last year, they didn't even make it into the WCC championship game for them. They missed the tournament. And, I remember the announcers in that WCC semifinal game. They were saying, like, how is this BYU team going to even survive in their first year for next season in the Big 12? And right now they're ranked in the Big 12. I feel like there should be 2 teams from the Valley unless one of them slips up. But if both of those teams win out, Drake and Indiana State, and then they meet against each other in the Missouri Valley Conference Championship, both of those teams deservedly should be into the tournament. Colorado's got a lot of work to do for them. Broom backs his way inside a low post off the pivot. Missed off the mark, no good. Tip back up to Broom. Offensive rebound. He'll try again. Missed off the mark again by Johnny Broom. Back-to-back opportunities right there. Going back to the same move, but couldn't finish. Alabama with possession. They'll jack up a 3. They swoosh it. Latrell Wrightsell. It's a 3-point fest here for the home team tonight. Under 3 minutes left to go. 7 for 14, 50% from 3. And Auburn came into this game top 20 in the nation in perimeter defense. The Tigers with the ball. Holloway on top over to Jones. Jones double team. Dribbles up to the left wing. Outside finds Holloway. Holloway edge of the midcourt logo. Shot clock down to 6. Holloway off the pick set by Broom. Bounce pass off the roll down. Bloom slices defenders. Right to the rim. Scores up and in off the backboard. Johnny Broom with a much needed bucket there for Auburn. They're going to get other offense though in this game besides Johnny Broom tonight as Alabama attacks inside the paint. As we will have stoppage here with 2:30 left to go. That was a good job off the pick and roll. Broom attacked Griffin. Set his feet. Alabama was looking for the charge. Couldn't get it though. And then once again, these 2 teams went at it. Chippy against each other right now. The officials have to talk about this right now. 6th personal foul picked up by Auburn. It's going to be called on Chad Baker-Mazar. So yeah, there was chippiness right underneath the hoop, and they're going to look at this right now. Hey, what's good? Ron in the stream. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in there, man. Yeah, Mississippi Valley State. Yeah, them Detroit Mercy. That's just unfortunate for Detroit Mercy. So they had the coach's son who played for 5 seasons there, Antoine Davis, and he was like leading the nation in scoring multiple years, but it never like translated into winning. It's too bad. And now they're winless this season. So this is right now being reviewed right now at the moment. Johnny Broom's got more than half of the points for Auburn. He has got 16 out of the 28 currently. The other players, tough starts for them tonight, but Broom's been attempting the most shots. He is 7 for 11 from the floor. Yeah, Mark Sears got fouled by Baker Mazzara. Then Sears chucked the ball at Mazzara at the back end of the play. So the referees right now are reviewing this at the moment. We just saw there in the replay. 14 points by Rylan Griffin, the top scorer tonight for Alabama off the bench. He is 4 for 5 from 3. Yeah, South Carolina is really underrated this year. So their head coach, Lamar Paris, he was the former head coach for Chattanooga that took Illinois right to the wire 2 years ago in the tournament. He was the coach of that team that they won in that wild buzzer beater a couple years ago in the Southern Conference Championship game. Yeah, that team is really underrated this year. I feel like Iowa State, too, is quite underrated for them. Since we're on an official review right now, quick update on the scoreboard. Providence might win this game against Seton Hall. 11 seconds left to go. Providence up 67-63. Georgia and LSU tied up at 65. 16 seconds left to go between Georgia and LSU. A lot of games with bubble implications tonight on the line. Yeah, that's why I told you guys earlier I wasn't buying Samford. They played a weak schedule. They've won 17 straight games, and they are running into the the defending champs of the Southern Conference, Furman. Right now, Furman is leading Samford 61-50 at the moment. So this is the thing that I don't get. Lunardi had App State, who beat Auburn, a 13 seed, and he had Samford. I know they've won 17 straight games in a row. They're 17-2. Appalachian State's 15-3. But Samford, who hasn't beat anybody, who got destroyed by Purdue by like 45 or something, Samford is a 12 seed, whereas Appalachian State is a 13 seed. So that's quite off right there. Yeah, strength of schedule is going to have a lot to do it. If that Samford team makes the bracket with like 3 losses, that's a direct feed. Look at it, looking like that. They got the metrics of that South Dakota State team that lost to Providence a couple years ago in the tournament, and they get the record of that Winthrop team from a couple years back that lost in the first round against Villanova. Yeah, I remember when everybody was picking that Winthrop team to knock off Villanova in the first round, and I looked at the schedule. I was like, no. They didn't play any Power 5s throughout the course of that season, as Mark Sears got called into technical. So Auburn at the free throw line just drilled the first free throw. First one was good. Second one is good as well. Yup, Murray State. Yeah, ever since Ja left, they've completely fallen off for Murray State. You know who's really fallen off? Has been Michigan. Man, what in the world happened to Michigan? They went to the Elite Eight a couple of years ago. Inbound here for Alabama. 2.5 left to go before halftime. Underneath, off the glass, is good for 2 by Grant Nelson. 7-point advantage now for the Roll Tide. Yeah, big win right there for PC I just saw. So Providence picks up the victory over Seton Hall 67-63 tonight. Really needed that. Puts Providence, probably they jump Gonzaga in the bubble for Providence with a win like that, I would imagine, and they'd be the last team in the field over Wake Forest, most likely, for Providence. I'd have to go back and see the bracket. There might be a team out in front, but if they keep on winning, they definitely should surpass teams like Northwestern and Clemson, who probably won't even make the tournament. Alabama got the shot blocked. They were able to drive, though, off the second chance opportunities that ricocheted right back to them, and Mark Sears scored up and in off the glass for 2. 1:40 left to go before half. Auburn's offense on the crawl right now. Broom sends it across the floor. Here's a 3. Jalen Williams skidded off the front rim as Alabama collects the defensive rebounds. It's taking some time to gel together, this team right now, but Alabama looking for their 8th victory out of their previous 9 games. Attacking downhill, Griffin missed off the rim short, and Auburn comes out with a basketball up the floor. Johnson outside to the wing, spin move by Holloway. Top of the key, Holloway off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Griffin. Approaching the final minute left to go. The shot's just not there tonight for Auburn in this one, as they will go skip past the top. Open 3, they hit it. Alabama's on fire right now from downtown. 42-30, largest lead of the game right now. Alabama looking to get back into the top 25. They're 8 for 16 from 3. And Auburn turns it over. Holloway couldn't handle it. Up the floor, Sears the rim, scores. Up and then off the backboard. This whole crowd erupts right now in the favor of Alabama. 44-30, 30 seconds left to go before halftime in the monster run. All the momentum entering the second half for Alabama. Pressure here at midcourt. Holloway guarded at the Alabama State logo. Alabama, the state school, looking to be big boy tonight for Auburn in this one. Going to the rim and drawing the foul, as this will send Auburn to the free throw line, upcoming shooting 2. Yeah, Southern Conference isn't that bad. Furman last year was the Southern automatic qualifier. They beat Virginia last year in the tournament. SWAC's usually at the bottom. MEAC usually at the bottom. NEC, last year FDU won against Purdue from the NEC. NEC's gone through a little bit of change. Previous couple of years, Bryant transferred over to America East. They say it's going to be the 1-on-1 bonus, and he missed the front end at the free throw line there by Aiden Holloway. So Alabama came up with a rebound, and here we go. Final 9 seconds left to go. Alabama almost lost it, able to jack up a 3 before the buzzer. No good around the rim and out. A chance for the putback dunk. Couldn't get it, though. And we go in close into halftime. 44-30. Roll Tide at the end of 1. Looking solid. Live and die by the 3 ball. They are living by it tonight. 8 for 17 from the perimeter. In the first half of action, 11 total assists by Alabama. They are just scrappy today too, forcing 4 steals. Auburn into 8 total turnovers. And Auburn tonight just not able to hit their threes. They've been pretty solid this season when it's come down to 3-point shooting, but tonight it's been uncharacteristic for them. Alright, so right now we're just at halftime. If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. If you guys would like to come on for future live streams here on the channel, I'll see if I can switch it over right now since we're at half. What's good is I get like a multi-view camera that I'm able to watch multiple games at the same time and update you guys with the scores here. So, here's what we got. Miami leading Notre Dame 56-54 with around 5:15 left to go in the second half. Iowa leading Maryland 61-55 with 5 minutes left to go in the second half currently. I'll see if I can get on the SEC network because that's where the game is right now. That's looking good. Wow, Georgia. So Georgia survives over LSU. 68-62. So they just wrapped it up. Okay, so they joined Mississippi State versus Florida in progress. And Georgia able to pick up a big win for them. They're out to an excellent season. 14-5 for Georgia. They might be considered into the bracket. So here's the scoreboard update right now since we're at halftime. Games that's gone final. Providence, big win over Seton Hall, 67-63. The PC needed that one today. A couple of games with bubble implications tipping off at this hour. Mississippi State taking on Florida. Villanova taking on St. John's. Florida Atlantic leading Rice 33-26. If you're FAU, you got to be up by those teams by 20. In that conference, they are not. Iowa leading Maryland 63-57. Both of those teams have a ton of work to do. Miami, 4-point lead over Notre Dame 58-54. Virginia on the bubble alongside NC State. Virginia leads 47-43 against NC State, down to 1:39 left to go. A lot of good games tonight in the association. Dallas up over Phoenix in the NBA, as that's the national TV game tonight, 12-5. Bucks lead the Cavs tonight, 48-41. Rockets lead the Blazers, 41-32. Grizzlies up at the half tonight over the Heat, 49-42. That's disappointing for Miami. They're going to have to play a back-to-back tomorrow against Boston. And then the T-Wolves leading the Wizards. Close game there, 80-75. Pistons up over the Hornets, 95-92. Yeah, Minnesota starting to unravel right now for them. They had their head coach blaming Cats for jacking up a bunch of shots in the 62-point night, playing horrendous defense in the post-game press conference. Head coach Chris Finch wasn't too happy about the defensive intensity, that there was a lack of defensive identity in the loss against Charlotte on Monday. And then it was reported today that there were 10 missed calls by the NBA in the last 3 minutes of that T-Wolves Hornets game from Monday. That's just crazy. On an insane night where Embiid dropped down 70 and then Cat had 44 at halftime, eventually got up to 62, but he was just hunting shots, and that's the reason why he got benched, because he just kept on hunting shots. I wondered why Anthony Edwards' stat line was so low for points that game, and then I saw all the shot attempts that Cat was taking and just looked like he got 62 points, 44 of those in the first half, but then the second half just became Cat just trying to pad the stats and not being able to involve any of his teammates and just jacking up shot after shot after shot, no matter what it looked like. And head coach Chris Finch wasn't too happy about that in the post game. Even though Cat got 62, the quality of shots in the second half was just not good, and that's why he benched him. And the defense was horrendous. So yeah, they got some issues right now to figure out with their team, because they're only up by 6 against Washington down to the late stretch of the third quarter. So that's a game to keep an eye on right now currently, because if you're Minnesota, you got to be blowing out Washington right now. They're 3-16 at home. They're 7-35 overall. And here you are, tied for number 2 in the NBA at 30-13. And you're only up by 8 at the moment against Washington. Miami, 7-point lead over Notre Dame. 4 minutes left to go in the second. Virginia up with 109 left to go against NC State, 47-43. A lot of close games going on. Iowa up over Maryland in with 3:20 left to go in the second, 63-57. And NC State just made the jumper to crawl within 2 against Virginia in the final minute, 47-45. I actually don't, Jeffrey. Yeah, I know he's got a lot of good stuff out there following the team. Yeah, once again, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be doing these college basketball streams because I tried it today about a month after my last college basketball stream, and it's come to the point that it's not even worth it covering college basketball anymore for the regular season, honestly, because people are streaming the games illegally, and I put in a ton of work covering the game, coming up with a thumbnail, writing down game notes, putting together the whole scoreboard, logos for my stream, and getting all the information here for my streams to do, and going over it with everybody. And there's people out there that stream illegally, and this channel just can't grow because of that, unfortunately. So probably not going to be streaming much college basketball for the next couple months or so for me, because we don't have any new people here on the channel, and it's just not it's not growing whenever I cover college basketball, because other people have streamed these games illegally. Yeah, it's gotten to the point if they I took off 2 days for March Madness to cover the March Madness games. It's got to the point though that if they keep on getting away with that in March Madness, which they shouldn't. Usually the NCAA cracks down on that, but if they keep on getting away with it in March Madness, I'm probably just gonna altogether just stop the March Madness streams if they do that on the Thursday and the Friday. Sad if that happens, because I plan on covering the tournaments. It's too bad, because that's how I make like a lot of my revenue from the channel, is from March Madness. And when people stream something illegally, then it's not even a point to do it when I'm paying for a TV subscription service, and then I'm making less money than what I'm paying per month for the TV subscription service if that does happen in March. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. Yeah, there's people that have the same stream up as mine, except they're showing the game, so they're showing the actual screen, getting away with it, and it's 1,000 plus viewers that they have on their channels, and they do it for every single game. So it's not only this one, it's every single other game that's on there. They got a laundry list of games that they're doing it for, so it's not only this game, it's every single night. Yeah, there's multiple channels. They got the same thumbnail every single night. They're out there, because I tried to search like other teams, like mid majors, different conferences, Mountain West, A10, other mid majors, even games from like the Patriot League and the NEC, and they're out there streaming them illegally when it's copyright violations. It's just unfortunate. Like, they got over 1,000 viewers for this stream right now, over 400 for Mississippi State and Florida. They got one for K-State and Iowa State, another one for Arkansas, Ole Miss. I mean, I don't have these issues for the NBA. It's too bad. And that's kind of like a big reason too why when I started out the football channel like 5 years ago, I noticed that it just wasn't growing for the football channel because people did that too, and so many people would illegally stream the football games, and even if they got shut down after like a half an hour, they would restart it with a new account and then do another live stream that was illegal. So it's just so unfortunate because I put in like so much work for this channel, and then seeing that there was somebody who the game on Peacock that they had, the Chiefs against the Dolphins, it took 8 minutes to reach 1 million viewers on a pirated stream over on Peacock that somebody posted over on Reddit for them to figure out how to go to for people. Yeah, it's too bad. See, the NBA just shuts it down so fast. Yeah, I remember when I was getting like 5,000 views in that Kentucky Louisville stream from a couple of years ago. But like, yeah, every single one of like the views, like almost from like the last couple of years, has like reached 1,000 plus or so. And then there's been a lot of these college streams that's got like 100, 200 views. I mean, that's what the view numbers I was making in year one, like week one, week two. I was on like 100, 200 total views. I had like 8, 9 people in the chats, and I'm back to it once again because people just stream and get away with it showing the screen, unfortunately. So thanks all for joining in. Thanks for patiently waiting. Right now we're just at halftime. Make sure to smash the thumbs up if you guys are new. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow night covering Celtics against Heat. Tomorrow night at 7:30. That should be a fun game tomorrow. Boston, 2 days of rest. Looking to take care of business. Miami's coming off a back-to-back. The Heat's playing tonight, and the Heat right now are struggling in that game currently as they're trailing against Memphis right now, 61-54. Yeah, I remember we got like a good amount of Arkansas people on the stream from like the previous 2 years. Got a bunch of different Arkansas fans. I remember, regular season, there was a couple big Arkansas streams that I did. Yeah, I'm just hoping this doesn't happen when I start to stream tournament games, because that's just going to be unfortunate, because that's how I make like a lot of my revenue stuff. And if that happens when I'm doing tournament games, I'm going to see if I can like go a different direction next year for the college basketball stuff. I'm just not going to stream college basketball stuff next year if that happens for the tournament. I'm thinking about seeing if I could like write a whole lot more and seeing if I can get into like some sort of writing thing again if that happens. Yeah, so many people from the Philippines come in, but it's great because the NBA doesn't like and any of those illegal streams, YouTube just takes them down automatically because the NBA has their own channel that's up on the NBA, and you can't show the actual game and it gets taken down super fast. But yeah, college has been a major issue. All right, here we go. Second half of action right now. 19. And then 12. So we got 19:43 left to go. And Auburn just buried their first three. So that's their first three of the game for Auburn. So we're starting off the second half of action right now. Alabama with a possession right to left on the floor. Hand off Estrada. Estrada down at the key and moves it out to the wing off to Nelson. Nelson hands it off to Sears. Sears dribbles up, drives inside. His opportunity got blocked right there. Here goes Auburn out on the break. 3-on-2 up the floor, attacking right to the rim. They score up and in off the glass. 2 points off the fast break by Denver Jones. Good start here for Auburn, able to cut into this Alabama lead in the 5-zip run. Cole, what's good? Welcome in the stream. Thanks for joining in, man. Alabama with a possession. Mark Sears, top of the key. He's defended by Denver Jones one-on-one. Sears, edge of the midcourt logo right now. Dribbles up, drives downhill to the rim. Blocked from the side by Broom. Offensive rebound, putback chance. No good either by Pringle, as Auburn has it. The Tigers take a 3 transition. Denver Jones bricked off the back rim, no good. And Nick Pringle collected the defensive rebound. Baseline crossover, going backdoor, missed the layup. Tip opportunity, no good either by Sears, as Auburn has it up the floor. They'll check up another 3. Comes off the back rim once again. Offensive rebound. Dish out to the top. Jones missed off the side of the rim. They just cannot make their threes. They're on fast break, just taking in transition and get to the rim. If you're Auburn, it's just missed 3 3-point shot attempts in a row. Mark Sears at the top. Sears attacks inside the paint, low block. Swings it out left corner off to Estrada. Left baseline dribble, tiptoes the baseline out to the right corner. Jacks up the 3 over. Broom came up short. And a defensive rebound hauled in by Holloway. Holloway up the floor. Nice dive over to Johnny Broom behind the defense. Throws it down with a 2-handed jam. 44-37. Auburn right back in this game. And we will have a timeout taken on the floor by Nate Oates. 7-zip run for Auburn coming out. Starting off strong. The second half right now for the Tigers. Hey, what's good, Mario? Welcome back in, man. There you go. That sounds good. Yeah, it's starting to lose steam right now, Jeffrey, for the Falcons and Bill Belichick. So last year, Bill Belichick was, so he was given a second interview for Orlando, but we haven't really heard much of it yet. So yeah, it's kind of starting to lose steam because he was a front runner last week for that job, and now we haven't really heard much about it. Johnny Broom having a big game. He's got 18 points tonight. 5 blocks, too, for Auburn. Johnny Broom just taking over, 8 for 12 from the floor. They got to establish somebody else, and usually Auburn's been able to do that throughout the course of the season. They got bench scores all over the place, but Jalen Williams tonight yet to score. No points, but making up for his rebounding. He's got 7 rebounds tonight for Auburn. And then 2 players double figures for Alabama, 14 by Rylan Griffin, making 4 threes, and then 10 points by Mark Sears with 7 assists tonight, 2 steals. This has been an excellent game. Auburn's right in it, trailing down by 7, even though Alabama's been making 3 after 3 after 3 right now. So that's a gift towards Auburn to be hanging on in this game currently, despite being 2 for 14 from 3-point range, committing 9 turnovers, and yet they are in this game because their defense has come up huge with 6 blocks, and they've limited Alabama to 39.5% shooting. Yeah, Alabama's torching them from 3. Alabama's not been good from 2. Yeah, have a nice night, Jeffrey. Thanks so much for stopping by, man. Wow, good win for Maryland there, coming back and beating Iowa 69-67. So, Maryland trending up in the right direction right now. There's still a long way to go before they get into the bracket. Virginia, NC State is in overtime. Virginia leads 54-50 against NC State in overtime. See, Florida Atlantic should be blowing out this Rice team. Florida Atlantic leading Rice 35-29 at the start of the second half. That game should be a blowout. St. John's looking good, beating Villanova early on, 21-13. And then Florida up over Mississippi State 25-22. That's a massive game there. Mississippi State and Florida both on the bubble. And then Ole Miss and Arkansas just tipped off. Ole Miss out to a great start, 9-2, leading Arkansas. Arkansas having a down year. Hey, what's good, Warren? Welcome back in. Here we go. We're about to get ready to go back to action. 44-37, 17:25 left to go. Auburn was trailing by 14 at halftime. The score is 44-30. They're now on a 7-zip run to start off the second half. Right to left on the floor, Alabama with a possession as we come back to action. Top of the key with Rylan Griffin. He's got 14 points, making 4 threes in the first half. Griffin at the right wing sends it on top off to Nelson. Nelson towards his left, defended by Broom, who's recorded 5 blocks tonight. Nelson, hand off to Griffin. Griffin, step back, 3 in the air, hand in the face, comes up short. Auburn with a much better defensive job defending the perimeter so far in the second half as Broom collected the defensive rebound. Johnny Broom closing in on a double-double if he keeps it up on the glass. 18 points, 8 rebounds right now, alongside 5 blocks. At the top, they pass off the roll down. Broom underneath, soars up and dunks it down with a 2-handed flush. 20 points there for Johnny Broom off the pick and roll. Receives a fastball and throws it down with authority. At the top of the key with Griffin. Griffin hand off to Sears. Sears at the top, crossover. Sears around the perimeter, moves it out to the left wing off to Griffin. Griffin, a crossover guarded by Denver Jones. 8 on the shot clock. Griffin dribbles, drives inside. Griffin, follow away, tough shot, missed off the rim, tipped off the glass. Broom with another rebound. Number 9 now for rebounds for Broom. 9-zip, second half points for Auburn, making a look at 12. They missed the corner 3. Cole, thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it, brother, for the dono here. Looking for War Eagle to win this one. Big War Eagle shout out here for Cole. You the legend, brother. Wide open 3. No good. Missed by the roll tide with Grant Nelson. They came up with it underneath, though, to save the possession. Nelson dribbles up inside. Shovels the pass. Deflected underneath into the hands, though. Mohamed Diabate for Alabama. They'll pass over to a cutter. Oh, what a jam right there behind the head by Grant Nelson. Cutting to the hoop. Flushing it down with a 2-handed flush. He cut straight away by Nelson to receive the pass and then did eyes behind the back of his head. Slam dunk here off a 180. What a jam. To the trail, to the hoop by Grant Nelson, tearing down the roof shack for Alabama. They really needed something to stop the Auburn run. They just got it there. Timeout on the floor. 15:33 left to go. 46-39. Man, what a game. Auburn coming out in the second half, and they got a lot of faith in their team this season for Auburn and started to take care of the basketball. And they're playing directly through Johnny Broom right now, and Alabama just doesn't have like an interior defensive presence there to stop them so far today. Yeah, looking at this Alabama team, it's in terms of size compared to last year. I mean, it's not as strong as what they had last year. They had a lot of size last year with length on the interior. They had guys like Bediako. Bediako plays at Seton Hall right now. I saw him today before this game, watching a little bit of Providence Seton Hall, and he's a terrific rebounder. But it's Grant Nelson, who's 6'10". He's the top front court player for Alabama this season. They have Jaron Stevenson at 6'11", and a couple of first years at 6'10" on the roster. And yeah, it's not as much size as the previous years, whereas Johnny Broom, 6'10". It seems like he plays bigger than his size, though. It seems like he's like a 7-footer out there because of how dominant he is down low. And he's got multiple slam dunks in this game, too. Like, Alabama can't figure out defensively the pick and roll with Johnny Broom rolling down, receiving the pass, and throwing down a dunk. It's happened multiple times right now tonight. 3 assists now by Aiden Holloway. He's yet to score today at 0 for 5. They've got bad shooting games from some of these players for Auburn tonight, but either way, they're still in it right now. Jalen Williams, Aiden Holloway, both yet to score, combining for 0 for 10, but man, Johnny Broom's carrying. He's got half of the points, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 blocks. Gonna have a double-double before it's over. He's the one that set the tone for this team with a made 3 in the first 20 seconds. And then Alabama right now, it's been a much more balanced attack by Alabama. 14 by Griffin, 10 by Sears, 9 by Wrightsell so far. Sears has got 7 assists for him. So, yeah, this has been an excellent game. If Auburn could get some guys going, then they got a chance to come on back in this game because they're doing a really good job here locking up the perimeter lately. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. I plan on being back tomorrow night covering Celtics against Heat at 7:30, so if you guys would like to join in, feel free to do so. $20 points by Johnny Broom. Rest of the team with just 19 on 8 for 27 shooting. Broom tonight so dominant down low. 9 for 13 from the floor. Hey, thanks so much, Cole, for the sub. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, glad to have you find the channel. This stream is probably dug, like, in the back of the algorithm or so, because I saw a bunch of other people were like streaming this game for tonight. Free throw is good by Alabama. 8-point lead for the Crimson Tide. Top of the key with Trey Donaldson now on the floor. He's alongside Broom. And they turned it over down the near side. Pass went off the fingertips of Chad Baker-Mazzara. Out of bounds for Auburn as they turned it over. So uncharacteristic for them. That's now their 10th turnover to game. And that beats basically their season average. Alabama scored 16 points off of those turnovers. Deflected and intercepted here by Auburn. Up the steal. Alabama commits the reach and foul. So this will head back to Auburn with the basketball. Poor pass around the perimeter there. Set by Mark Sears. Yeah, thanks so much. Really appreciate it there. Yeah, that's a big game tonight. Illinois and Northwestern. More so for Northwestern. Northwestern right now is in the bubble. So massive game for Northwestern. Down low, rejected. The basketball will go back to Alabama off the block. They float the pass left corner. Cross-court feed as they will dribble downhill, and it will get blocked out of bounds by Auburn. They've been a blocking machine this season. Grant Nelson off the dribble drive penetration downhill to the rim. Actually going to say he got fouled on the slam dunk attempt there, so it was not a clean block. So Nelson will shoot 2 at the free throw line for Alabama, and the first one's good. Second one good by Nelson. He connects on it. 10-point lead right now, under 15 minutes left to go. Auburn down by 10, just 2 for 15 from the perimeter tonight. Having a lot of trouble with outside shooting. Turnovers been an issue on the road, and just trying to see if they can creep back into this game, if they can get other players involved tonight for Auburn. They've had the looks, they just haven't been able to knock down their shots today. Yikes. Somebody got, something. They went to the monitor for something here. I don't know what it was, but they went to the referees, went to the monitor for something to look at it, but they'll have it play on right now. So Auburn will get the inbounds. That took a while to negotiate by the referees. Auburn with the basketball. Chaney Johnson sends into the hands, top of the key over to Donaldson. Moves it out right wing, Baker Mazar. Dribbles inside the key, almost lost it, got it back, and he will draw the reach-in foul. Picked up by Alabama. So that is charged to Rylan Griffin on the floor, reaching in next to Mark Sears. Griffin tonight with 14. Broom off the inbound pivot over Nelson with a baby hook, and he puts it through. It's good for 2. Johnny Broom tonight unstoppable, keeping Auburn in this game. 22-41 tonight through Broom. 10 for 14 from the floor, 9 rebounds. Alabama gets the inbounds. 8-point advantage for Alabama. Sears bounce pass top of the key. Off to Stevenson. Here's a 3 launched at the wing. They will not count it, though, as Auburn commits the foul before the 3-point shot attempt was taken. The inbounds, almost dangerous there. Able to corral it was Nelson, but Nelson around the perimeter called in a turnover. So back it will go to Auburn. This has been a choppy game tonight here. 14 on a 14-21 left to go. Both of these teams with 10 total turnovers. Auburn with possession, looking to cut into the Alabama lead. At the left wing perimeter, Trey Donaldson sends it on top to Katie Johnson. Johnson, crossover, top of the key. Johnson dribbles, drives inside, flings to that left corner. Here's a 3 on its way. Donaldson, oh, he hits it. Trey Donaldson, bang, bang in the left corner, laser. It's a 5-point game, 49-44. 13:50 left to go right now, Alabama. Moving it across the court, and they will draw the reach and foul off the pass picked up by Auburn. Yeah, they're on the verge of a bad loss tonight for Miami. The Celtics have 2 days of rest. They got to make sure that they're not complacent tomorrow heading into Miami. Katie Johnson picked up his 3rd personal foul just a moment ago for Auburn. Johnny Broom currently on the bench here at the moment, so they need somebody else to produce other than Broom in this game. The attack blocked from behind by Cardwell. Dylan Cardwell with a major rejection up the floor here. Fast break transition leads to 2 by Katie Johnson. Oh man, they got impact players on the floor. It's a 3-point game, 49-46. Underneath, quick shot up the floor, missed by Alabama. Cardwell came down with the defensive rebounds. Block City with Auburn. 7th block of the game, 5 of those by Broom. Missed off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, Cardwell. Kicked out to the corner, 3 on its way. Missed off the rim, Cardwell. Chases down the offensive rebound, flung it into the wrong hands, though, as Alabama came up with a steal. Out to the races. Huge rejection right again in the fast break by Denver Jones. Alabama got it out. Kick out, corner, 3. Oh, they hit it. Ripping it through the shoot. Latrell right cell with a 3 ball. Got some great stuff going on right here in this game. 52-46. Under 13 minutes left to go. Back-to-back massive blocks by Auburn. Alabama, though, able to maintain that possession and drill a 3 off the kick out. Underneath, turnaround hook. Off the back, no good. Missed by Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams having a tough game tonight. 0 for 6 from the floor. Alabama with possession. Sears, pass knocked down, deflected. Intercepted by Cardwell. They got numbers here up the floor. 5 on 4. Right baseline dribble. Berman. High off the glass. No good. A putback's there, though. Jalen Williams up and in. 3 for 2 off the miss by Lear Berman. 4-point game. Auburn looking to stay perfect in SEC play at 5-0. Dribble drive inside a basket. It's good by Mark Sears with a left-handed layup. Both of these teams dueling after each other right now. Mark Sears up to 12 points, the top scorer in the conference. 12 minutes left to go. 6-point advantage, Alabama. Auburn, deep three from the parking lot. Pull up. Oh, he hits it. Open up the bank right there. Cha-ching. Number 3, Trey Donaldson. Cash money, baby. Trifecta from downtown. Steph Curry range in a 30-footer. He just banked it off the glass. 3-point game, Alabama with possession. Sears jacks up the 3. Swoosh. Mark Sears rips it right through the netting. The 3-ball right back for the 6-point lead for the Roll Tide. 15.7 assists tonight by Mark Sears. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to spike the thumbs up. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. What a game we got here between these two teams. Out to the top, Donaldson sends it over to Jalen Williams. Hand off to Donaldson. Dribbles up free throw circle. Looking to pass it back out. Sends it over to Johnson. Johnson dribbles top of the key for Auburn. Crossover. KD jacks up the 3 straight away. Oh, he got blocked. Alabama came up with a block. And a loose ball foul picked up. Coming up for it. Charge to Auburn. 11 minutes left to go. Both of these teams playing their hearts out tonight. Alabama looking to move back into the top 25. Auburn looking to show the world why they're legitimate national title contenders. But right now it's Alabama with the upper hand, though Auburn starting to make some threes as of late. 10 for 23 tonight from the perimeter by Alabama. We will take the timeout on the floor. 11 minutes left to go, remaining in the second half of action. 57 Alabama, 51 Auburn. Excellent game tonight here. Hit us up in the chat, by the way, who you guys like to win. Type it in, Alabama or Auburn. Massive, massive game between these two teams tonight. And these guys from both of the teams playing their hearts out on the floor right now. Quick scoreboard update for college basketball. Marquette's leading DePaul 23-18 at the moment. Marquette should be crushing DePaul currently, but close game right there. Florida Atlantic creeping up that lead. They lead by 11 over Rice, 48-37. Iowa State looking good early on, leading K-State 14-8. Drake in a tight one against Missouri State 49-47. Indiana State in a tight one against UIC 59-58. Both of those teams going to have to win as many games as possible between Drake and Indiana State to make it into the NCAA tournament for them, because one of them most likely will be winning their conference tournament if they both get there. One of them will be losing. Arkansas, yikes, tough season for them. Ole Miss, who's been dreadful lately, leading Arkansas 21-9 right now. Ole Miss with a 12-point lead with 11 minutes left to go in the first. St. John's looking good early on. They lead Villanova 28-20. Florida up over Mississippi State 43-34. Charlize, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. It's been a great game tonight here. Mark Sears, 15.7 assists for Alabama, 12 points for Latrell Wrightsell Jr. for Alabama. 14 from the bench by Rylan Griffin. He made 4 threes in the first half. It's been a Johnny Broome show tonight for Auburn. He's responsible for 22 out of the 51 points, 9 rebounds and 5 blocks by Broome. It's been a block fest for the Tigers, 8 total blocks. They rank top 10 in the nation in blocks per game this season. And the defense is showing up for both of these teams tonight in this matchup. If Auburn goes to the paint more, they will win this game. 30-22 points in the paint in favor of Auburn. They just got to stop jacking up threes and take it inside and get to the rim against this Alabama team, because the bread and butter for Alabama is their three-point shooting, and Alabama's got into that groove tonight. Alabama 10 for 23 from the perimeter, and right now if Auburn starts to attack, they'll get to the free throw line much more, which has been an issue tonight. Not many free throw attempts, where they're only 3 for 4 at the free throw line, so you got to make an effort to dribble drive on this team and get inside the low post. Johnny Broome 10 for 14 shooting. After that, as a team, they've really struggled to make shots. They've only made 12 shots outside Johnny Broome in this game. So outside of Johnny Broom, they are 12 for 37 from the floor. Alabama had a rough start to the second half. They started off 1 for 13 shooting. Ever since, though, they've caught fire. They are 3 for 3. As we come back to action. Right to left on the floor for Alabama, Mark Sears at the top of the key. Now guarded at the left wing by Dylan Cardwell of Auburn. Sears towards his right, fires it out left wing. Here's a three in the air that is well off the mark. No good, missed by Griffin. He had a stroke early on, couldn't find it there in that shot. Left baseline dribble. Outside to the wing, a three. Taken, no good. Auburn missed another perimeter shot. But the refs here will call a loose ball foul picked up. Charge to Alabama. It will be called on Nick Pringle on the floor. So this will be Auburn inbound. Cardwell on the floor with Jalen Williams, Trey Donaldson, Denver Jones, and Chris Moore. Inbound goes to Chris Moore. His pass inside. Back it goes to the perimeter off to Jones. Jones, step back jumper, deep two. Off the back room, no good. Offensive rebound secured by Williams. Finds Donaldson. Donaldson guarded by Sears left wing. Going to use clock, 12 on the shot clock. Donaldson, crossover, top of the key. Donaldson drives, kicks, corner, three, Moore. He's got it. Chris Moore, catch and fire, three off the assist by Trey Donaldson with a driving kick. 57-54, 10 minutes left to go. Good ball movement right there by Auburn. Hand off to the top of the key. Catch and fire, three straight away. Missed off the rim, no good by Sam Walters for Alabama. And it went off Alabama last. It will head back to Auburn for the basketball. Auburn outscoring Alabama in the second half, 24-13. Auburn looking to stay perfect in SEC play. Auburn looking to up their winning streak. Fourth longest winning streak entering today in the nation. Winners of 11 straight games in jeopardy right now. If they come from behind and win this game, they will move past Samford, which lost today, which had their 17-game winning streak snapped tonight. At the left wing perimeter with Denver Jones. Moves it out to the top off to Donaldson. Donaldson double teamed. Outside Jones at the wing. Shot clock down to 10. 9.5 left to go. Jones dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside. Got stripped going up. He got fouled. And Denver Jones will head to the free throw line upcoming to shoot two. They're going to give him the two shots right here. They should, according to the officials, as it took a little bit of time to get to the free throw line, and they will. So the officials said he was going up on his shooting motion. So Denver Jones, 7 points tonight. Will shoot two now at the free throw line with 9:28 left to go. First one's good. 57-55. Excellent game tonight between these two teams. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. What a game we've got here between these two teams in-state rivals in the Iron Bowl. Second free throw is good. It's a 1-point game. 57-56 right now. Alabama stone cold. Auburn outscoring Alabama 26-13 in this quarter. Gets stolen away. Auburn chance to take the lead. They do. Trey Donaldson throws it down with a right-handed flush. And a timeout taken. Nope, they're not going to take a timeout. Alabama keeps on playing right now. Nate Oates decides not to take a timeout. Massive run by Auburn. Top of the key, Nelson. Nelson guarded around the perimeter. This run was made without Johnny Broom on the floor. The depth of Auburn is something that's been incredible this season as the basketball gets swatted out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. Trey Donaldson came in. He swooped it off the dribble. 28-13 in favor of Auburn here in the second half if you guys are joining us. Alabama led by 14 at halftime. A road game, road Warriors. The number 2 team in bench points in all college basketball looking for the come-from-behind statement victory tonight on the road. Outside Alabama, and we have a foul picked up on the floor charged to Cardwell inside the paint. Picked up of Auburn. Yeah, if they get into foul trouble, it's no problem for Auburn because they are so deep of a team. They played, 5 starters plus 6 players from the bench. They go 11 players deep in a rotation for Auburn. Cody, thanks so much for joining in. Really appreciate it for being a part of the stream here with a dono. You the legend, brother. Thanks so much, man, for the dono. You guys legendary here on the channel. Inbound underneath. I'm thinking about covering PC UConn on Wednesday for my next stream. Up and in off the glass, that is good. Off the backboard plus the foul picked up as well. Mark Sears going to shoot one here at the free throw line. What a game. 59-58. Yeah, these ESPN ones specifically. I'm going to try a Fox Sports 1 stream next week, possibly with PC and UConn. These ESPN ones, unfortunately, people have been streaming illegally, so I'm going to try out those next week and see how they go. One shot here coming up by Alabama. Mark Sears. Free throw is good. 60-58. Back and forth to the finish right now as we approach 8:40. Left to go remaining in the second half of action. Auburn down by 2. Top of the key, Dylan Cardwell. And this run was made by Auburn with Johnny Broome on the bench as Alabama reaches in, picks up the personal foul. It's now number 5 as a team. Auburn has 7 so far right now. So foul trouble right here is 3 by Katie Johnson, 2 by Chad Baker-Mazzara, 2 by Cardwell off the bench. The starter's not in foul trouble right now at all for Auburn. Alabama with 3. Their starters in deep foul trouble. 3 by Pringle, 2 each by Wrightsell and Estrada Carly. So Auburn right now with the upper hand considering their starters not really into foul trouble, but Alabama's starters are. Denver Jones, bounce pass, low block, Cardwell moves it out inside the key, off to Jalen Williams, turnaround hook, able to rattle in, it's good for 2. And finally, Jalen Williams gets on the board tonight for Auburn, 60-60. Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be traveling at that time, so I'll be out during the game for PC versus Georgetown this Saturday. I'm actually going away out to the Cape this Saturday, but if I have the channel out there, I'll probably cover Celtics Clippers at night. Missed lob at the rim, blocked from the side by Cardwell. Alabama though, right back with a second chance opportunity, scores off the glass. 62-60 right now. What a game. Auburn just recorded block number 9 of this game by Dylan Cardwell. 9-3 in total blocks tonight for Auburn. This team is still good at blocks year after year. Walker Kessler a couple of years ago, a block monster on this team. They are still at the top of the nation in blocks per game. Top 10, catch and fire 3, Denver Jones. Bricked it off the back rim, no good. Defensive rebound hauled in by Nelson. Alabama with a possession, 2-point lead. Roll Tide, take a deep 3 from the parking lot. They hit it. Rylan Griffin, bang, bang from the outside. Puts the Crimson Tide up by 5. What a shot there in transition. 11 for 26 from the perimeter by Alabama. Auburn just 5 for 22, yet hanging on in this game. At the right corner, Chris Morris sends it off to Jalen Williams. Hand off to Trey Donaldson. Auburn with 3 timeouts left, Alabama with 2. Johnny Broome currently on the bench, looking to see if they can get him back in for the final 6 minutes remaining. Jumper, mid-range, not a good jump shot shooter. Missed off the back rim, no good by Auburn by Dylan Cardwell. Moore, known for his explosiveness at the rim, as Sears will circle around. Sears at the left wing. Sears guarded one-on-one around the perimeter by number 5, Chris Moore. Bounce pass out to the left corner, and it looks like it's going to be a turnover here. Committed on the floor, picked up by Alabama, I believe. So we're going to take a timeout on the floor right now. What a game. 65-60. Under 6 minutes left to go as we will take the timeout right now. Yeah, good question here by Christian. So, if the Celtics don't win a title or get an early exit in the playoffs, is Joe Mazzulla on the hot seat? Yes, it all depends on what happens throughout the playoffs. I feel like if they get out on a first round exit, certainly, yeah, that should not be happening. But yeah, I think you gotta look at other alternatives if they get out early on in the playoffs. Man, this has been an excellent game. Turnovers were early. Not many turnovers lately. If you guys are doing the stream, feel free to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Next stream will be tomorrow night covering Celtics against Heat at 7:30. So if you guys would like to join in, feel free to do so. Right now, Auburn's outscoring Alabama 30-21 in the second half. And Johnny Broome, he was on the bench for an extended period of time. He's playing 19 minutes so far tonight for Johnny Broome, leading the way with 22. But Johnny Broome should be back in for the remaining course of this game tonight. It was actually picked up by Dylan Cardwell on the reach and foul, so he picked up his third personal foul. I couldn't see that one because Alabama was close to stepping out of bounds there for Alabama, very close. The camera for this game's been tough to angle at times for the players because the scoreboard has taken up a chunk of the court because the camera zoomed in too much. Celtics' biggest weakness, I would say, would be crunch time offense for them. They still struggle in crunch time, determining who's going to win it on the final shot. They've suffered some losses close this month against Denver and the Thunder when they've been up in those games, winning the past 5 minutes. So I'd say the 5-minute and 2-minute offenses, the Celtics have struggled for them. Their biggest strength, they live and die by the three for Boston, and they've been super successful this season with their three-point shooting. But, I mean, the threes are going to be tough some games other than other games, so they got to figure out other ways to score, and they've been able to do that throughout the course of this year for them when the threes haven't been able to drop. Yeah, There was a game where Tatum's three was not dropping. It was the one against Houston where he was making an effort constantly to get to the free throw line on Sunday night. And I really liked what he was doing because even though he was 1 for 8 from 3 that game, he was attacking the defense constantly and getting to the free throw line. Back from the timeout, one free throw here in the bonus for Alabama. They missed the front end of the free throw, front end of the bonus at the free throw line. So Auburn back with the basketball off the rebound. The Tigers have it. And back on the floor is number 4, Johnny Broome, who's been monstrous tonight with 22 points. Corner 3 bricked off the back rim. Offensive rebound by Broome. Broome went up. He got fouled. And things getting a little chippy right now between these two teams. Johnny Broome having some words. Him and Rylan Griffin right now against each other with some words at the moment as the referees have to separate them. Yeah. Broome, and then number 11 too was in there. Number 11, actually, Muhammad Wagway was the one who was having some words with him. Johnny Broome, monstrous game, double-double, 22 points, 11 rebounds. Underneath the hoop here, Auburn will get the inbound. 15-9 second chance points tonight in favor of Alabama. Massive battle between these two teams. Wow, the officials are going to stop time. They're going to look at this call on the floor right now. Officials initially said Johnny Broome, offensive rebound, fouled on the offensive rebound shortly after. And the officials will look at this on the floor right now for an official review. So we stop time, 6:06 left to go. What an excellent game tonight. If you guys have enjoyed the stream, being a part here of the channel, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Tomorrow night, feel free to join me back in. I plan on covering Celtics against Heat tomorrow night. The rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals. That will tip off around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Since we're on an official review at the moment, quick update here at the college basketball scoreboard. As we're trying to see if we can get that up here at the moment. Certainly will very soon as it's loading up. And now they've took it off. Yeah, that was a quick official review, so they will not send Broom to the free throw line. This will be an inbound for Auburn. Chad Baker-Mazara gets the inbound, top of the key, dumps it down low off the Broom. Broom backs his way low post. Broom off the pivot, puts it up off the glass, and he scores up and then off the backboard. +1, coming up at the free throw line by Johnny Broom as he draws the blocking foul. 65-62, powerful. Inside the low post tonight, 24 points, 12 rebounds by Johnny Broom, having a monster game, going to work on number 11 of Alabama, Mohamed Wagwe, a junior at 6'10", bouncing bodies inside the low post, got it, and one. Just fundamental tonight by Johnny Broom. One shot here at the free throw line, looking to complete a 3-point play. The free throw's up, the free throw is good. My, as he really improved at the free throw line. Johnny Broom last year struggled in the NCAA tournament against Houston when it came down to free throws last year. Tonight, though, able to provide that one just a moment ago. 3-point lead. Alabama with a 3. Came up short. Auburn collects the defensive rebound. They're pushing it in tempo. Up the floor for the Tigers. Katie Johnson at the right corner. They can tie it up with a 2 right now, and they missed the deep 2 jumper. No good. Alabama at the corner. Spin move around the perimeter. Rylan Griffin sends it on top. 3-point shot missed by Sears. And a foul picked up on the floor. Charged to Auburn right now. Jason, what's good? Welcome back in the stream, man. This has been a good one tonight. Yeah, Illinois up over Northwestern right now. 29-28 as it updates with 2.5 left to go before halftime. Marquette now pulling away against DePaul, 44-28. Florida Atlantic only up by 5 against Rice, 57-52 as FAU a few moments ago led by 11. Free throws here at the line for Alabama. 1-1 bonus. First one's good. At the free throw line by Mohamed Wagwe of Alabama. Drake looking to close out Missouri State tonight, 65-61, down to 1 minute left. Indiana State in a tight game on the road at UIC at the bottom of the Missouri Valley, 79-77, Indiana State by 2. Free throw number 2 is good. 5:20 left to go right now as Florida leads Mississippi State in the game of the bubble, 52-38. Iowa State looking good against K-State, 29-19, as we have a reach and foul picked up around the perimeter, charged to Mohamed Wagwe of Alabama. Both of these teams have been excellent at the free throw line this season. Auburn leads the conference, shooting above 82% this season at the free throw line, and they will go into the 1-1 bonus right now for the first time today. Excellent Iron Bowl matchup between these two teams tonight, and it has lived up to its hype. 1-1 bonus, Aiden Holloway. Looking to cut into the Alabama lead, shoots the first one. Got it. This game had a late start to it due to the lights at the Coleman Coliseum. They were not working properly. There was red lights shined at the beginning of this game on the players, so it took about around a 15-minute delay. So this is why this game is a little bit late finishing up tonight. Second free throw is good. And there's supposed to be an NBA game after this tonight between Chet and Wemby. Thunder versus Spurs. The battle for the Rookie of the Year tonight in the NBA. Massive matchup. Whoever wins that game, whoever puts up the better stat line, could very well win Rookie of the Year. Big time debate there. It's going back and forth in the close one between Chet and Wemby. They face each other tonight, tipping off in a couple moments from now between OKC and San Antonio. Deep 3, Sears bricked off the back room, no good. Tipped up, offensive rebound right back to Rylan Griffin. Griffin lost it inside, a key turnover. Baker-Mazara came up with a steal for Auburn. The Tigers with a chance to tie it up here with a 2, chance to take the lead with a 3. Auburn slows down tempo. Aiden Holloway swings it off into the hands to Baker-Mazara. Crossover, dribbles up at the elbow. Baker-Mazara leans in for the tie. Oh, he hits it. Chad Baker-Mazara and the leaner for 2. We're tied 67-67. 4:10 left to go right now. Alabama will slow it down with Sears. 8 personal fouls committed by Alabama, 9 by Auburn. Sears at the left wing perimeter, defended by Johnny Broom. Sears dribbles, drives on Broom inside with a left hand, scoop score up and then off the backboard. It's good for 2 by Mark Sears a walking bucket. The top scorer to SEC, averaging 19.8 points per game, gets now 20 on the board tonight on 9 for 19 shooting with 8 assists by Sears. Out to the top of the key, Auburn. With possession, he's swinging off to the left wing, Aiden Holloway. Moves now to his right, Katie Johnson. Johnson floats the pass left quarter, catching fire, 3. Holloway skidded off the rim, no good. Rebound secured by Alabama with Rylan Griffin. 2-point lead for the Roll Tide. Alabama making 11 threes. Auburn with just 5 tonight. But somehow, some way, Auburn hanging on in this game because of their defense, recording 10 total blocks tonight. Sears at the top. Sears dribbles back out to the right wing. Sends it off, edge of the midcourt logo. 5 in the shot clock for the Roll Tide. Griffin, he's been dangerous from 3. Slices defenders. Opportunity here. Nelson missed the first one. Nelson goes up. He gets fouled. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line here for Grant Nelson as they're in the double bonus now as well. What a game. Starting to get some NCAA tournament feel vibes right now between these two teams. Yes, so that's been confirmed earlier today. So yeah, Doc Rivers, new head coach for Milwaukee. Now, that's going to be interesting there. Yep, so it's final. So that has been confirmed. That was since this afternoon. It's been confirmed. You know, the crazy thing about it is that CNN had reported about that way earlier. CNN and NBA TV were reporting about Doc Rivers yesterday, like last night, yesterday night. They reported about that, even though the reporters like Woj and Shams didn't report on it until this afternoon. So right now, we're on a timeout. We got a good one here. Hit us up in the chat, by the way. Let us know who you guys like tonight in this game, Alabama or Auburn. If you haven't already done so, feel free to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Mark Sears, 20 points tonight for Alabama, a walking bucket. 17 off the bench by Rylan Griffin for Alabama. And then Latrell Wrightsell Jr. with 14 in this game. Yeah, we could potentially have a buzzer beater tonight here. And then 25 by Johnny Broome. He's the lone player in double figures tonight for Auburn, carrying this team. Other than that, 9 points by Denver Jones, 8 from the bench each by Trey Donaldson, Chad Baker-Mazara with 8. Yeah, much better after today's win, so they got a little bit of a sign of hope right there to get themselves back into the bracket. Still, they're a long way from being into the tournament. They just got to win the games that they're capable of winning, and can't drop any bad games. Gotta keep on winning, especially Saturday. Yeah, so ESPN had Providence as the second team out of the bracket behind Gonzaga. That win should catapult Providence ahead of Gonzaga since Providence played a tournament team. Gonzaga has a weak conference schedule. So that will catapult Providence above Gonzaga. And then they will need a team in front of them to falter, which could happen tonight. Kansas State's one of those teams who's playing right now, same as Ole Miss, Northwestern. So there's some teams in that mix. South Carolina was in Lunardi's last 8, and they're definitely moving up after the big win yesterday. But going on to the college basketball scoreboard right now, Northwestern is leading Illinois at the moment, 34-32. Kansas State's in trouble, though, so Providence would probably take the last spot in the play-in after tonight, and Kansas State would drop to the first team out of the bracket, most likely. Iowa State leading K-State right now, 34-21 so far today. And Florida looking good, up over Mississippi State, 54-40. Ole Miss currently by 13 over Arkansas. Michael, welcome back in. That's awesome, man. Thanks for stopping by, joining in once again. So here we go. Back to action. 2 free throws at the line in the double bonus by Alabama. And the first one is good by Grant Nelson. Yeah, crazy. 30-13. They were a 2 seed. They were tied for the second best record in the NBA, and there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that went down in Milwaukee. The reason why the players hated their head coach and the way that he was coaching the team, and that led to the firing for Adrian Griffin. Second free throw is missed. Auburn, chance to tie with a 3, chance to pull within 1 with a made 2. I would go for the 2 as they've been great going downhill with points in the paint. They will do that exactly here. Chad Baker-Mazara, tons of contact, and he gets fouled. 2 shots coming up in the free throw line here for Auburn with Chad Baker-Mazara off the dribble drive down inside as he got clobbered by 1 defender for Alabama here. Number 2, Grant Nelson, the one who picked up the personal foul. Could very well come down to foul trouble, and right now Alabama's in some deep foul trouble. Nick Pringle, 4 personal fouls, 3 by Muhammad Wagri for Alabama. Grant Nelson just picked up his first of the game right now, so this will be 2 free throws, and the first one's good. This is a very solid Auburn free throw shooting team this season. Top of the SEC, above 82% at the free throw line, and this game could very well be won at the free throw line. What's more impressive is that they're only down by 2 despite Alabama making 11 threes and Auburn making just 5 threes tonight. Second free throw, no good. That's a tough one right there. Skidded off the front rim. Alabama's led the majority of this game. They led by 14 going into halftime, 44-30. Top of the key, Grant Nelson swings it out left wing perimeter over to Stevenson. Stevenson drives downhill on Broome. Stevenson goes up, and he will draw the contact and the foul as he targets Johnny Broome, and there'll be 2 free throws here for Alabama with Jaron Stevenson. This game is going right down to the wire. Two shots here at the free throw line for Alabama in the double bonus. Jaron Stevenson in his first season from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The first one's good. Which top 10 team do I think could be in danger of an early exit? I would go with Arizona there. They've got a couple bad losses for them this season. Lost against Washington State for Arizona, so I'd say they're in danger once again for them. They also lost against Stanford by double digits. Second free throw is missed. The turnaround inside the key is good for 2 by Jalen Williams. It's a 1-point game, 71-70. 2 minutes left to go right now. Jalen Williams had no points at halftime. He's got 6 here in the second half. At the right corner, Nelson. Jab step defended by Broome. At the right corner, perimeter. Crossover. Dribbles inside the key. Grant Nelson, the transfer from North Dakota State. Kick out left corner. Off to Rylan Griffin. Griffin clamped down by K.D. Johnson at the corner. Launches a tough contested shot. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Nelson to keep the clock alive. And a reach-in foul picked up by Auburn. 2 more free throws coming up on the line here by Alabama. 1:39 left to go. Grant Nelson coming up with a monster offensive rebound off a 3-point miss, and they have been great on the glass. Plus 10 for Alabama tonight. Or no, plus 4 for Alabama, 43-39. Misread that as a 9, but where they've done damage is they've recorded 15 offensive rebounds. And they just sent an 86% free throw shooter to the line in his home gym, and the first one's good by Grant Nelson. Time to smile. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like tonight in this one here. Type in War Eagle if you're going for Auburn. Type in Roll Tide if you're going for Alabama. Second free throw is good. 3-point lead. Auburn with possession. Left to right on the floor here for the Tigers. Alabama looking to get into the top 25, ranked at number 29 this week. Auburn looking to prove to the nation they're a legit national championship contender at number 8, highest ranking all season. Johnny Broome turned around inside the key, missed off the front rim, no good. Alabama came up with a defensive rebound. Alabama gonna slow it down. 3-point advantage here for the Roll Tide. Both of these teams are excellent at the free throw line, as Auburn will need a stop to get their team right back into the game, and then we'll need a bucket. 8 on the shot clock, 1:05 in the game clock. Top of the key, Sears dribbles, drives right down the lane, inside goes backdoor, missed the layup. Holy smokes! Grant Nelson flying up with a putback jam, 2-handed flush off the putback. 75-70. Urgency needed for Auburn. Up fake of the wing. They dribble. Drive inside. Double pump. They get contacted. They get fouled. 2 shots coming up here by KD Johnson at the free throw line. Grant Nelson. Off the offensive rebound. Put back. That's offensive rebound number 16 tonight for Alabama in this game as he cleans up the Mark Sears layup. Miss. What a game. Nate Oates loving it right now for the Roll Tide. As we're down to 48.6 seconds left to go. 2 shots at the free throw line for Auburn. First one's good. Wow, Drake's in overtime at Missouri State. Wow, yeah, the Valley's got some close games. Indiana State had a close one against UIC last time I checked. Second free throw here at the line. Got it. Right down the middle by KD Johnson. 75-72. Alabama 3-point lead and win the basketball. 18-second differential. Shot clock and game clock right now. Both of these teams excellent at the top of their conference in free throw shooting this season. Mark Sears crosses the midcourt logo. Sears guarded by KD Johnson. Edge of the Alabama logo. Sears. 15 in the shot clock, 33 in the game clock. Sears dribbles to the left wing, defended by Broom around the perimeter. Sears slides it off to his right over to Griffin. Rylan Griffin lost it, got it back into the hands of Sears. 5 in the shot clock. Sears dribbles, drives out Broom inside. Sears, no good, missed the layup. Broom with a rebound. They got 3 timeouts left to go if they want to take one. 15 seconds, Auburn. They take a 3 up in the air. Oh, they got fouled. Oh, they got fouled. Oh! They got fouled going up on the shot. It's going to be 3. 3 shots. Chad Baker Mazzara going up. He gets fouled by Grant Nelson on a flyby, and Nelson got him on his shooting motion. Oh, man, that is crushing for that young man. In white and red for Alabama. There's going to be 3 free throws here on the road with 12.6 seconds left to go. Cold-blooded. Let's see if this dude can make all of his free throws. 89% this season. In the Rivals visiting gym, first one's good. Chad Baker Mazzara couldn't ask for a better player to go to the free throw line with 12 seconds left, with a game on the line in your in-state Rivals gym in the Iron Bowl Classic for college basketball, with your undefeated record on the line in conference play. Second one's good. A chance to tie here at the free throw line. 12.6 seconds remaining. Chad Baker Mazzara, 5 for 6 tonight at the charity stripe. The biggest free throw so far of his life right here, right now. What a game. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. One more free throw. Made his first 2 out of 3. This one for the tie. 12.6 seconds remaining for the tie. It is up. It is no good. Bounced off the rim. Alabama comes down with a defensive rebound, and Auburn has to pick up a foul. Crushing. Couldn't get the bounce and went off the front and sailed to the back. And then Alabama came up with a big board. They've been so strong tonight on the glass. And Alabama with a chance to put themselves ahead here at the free throw line as they will shoot 2 in a double bonus. What a game. 11.8 seconds left to go. Grant Nelson, the one who fouled Baker Mazzara on the 3-point shot, will shoot 2. He made his previous 2 before this. And also, he has been excellent this season. 86% free throw shooter by Grant Nelson. Will shoot 2 shots at the free throw line for Alabama, and before he has his free throws, we will have a timeout. Bruce Pearl calls a timeout. 2 timeouts remaining for Auburn. 2 timeouts remaining for Alabama. What a game. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams I cover. Wow. What a night tonight for both of these teams. By the way, Drake and Missouri State's in overtime, tied up at 71. Drake at the top of the Missouri Valley, same as Indiana State at the moment, trying to see if that game went final for Indiana State, and it did. Indiana State able to win over UIC tonight, 89-83, the final score. What a game right now. Florida looking good in SEC play over Mississippi State 64-47. And Ole Miss looking solid currently against Arkansas, leading 38-26 for Ole Miss. Feel free to join in for Celtics versus Heat tomorrow. That should be a good one. Grant Nelson, 86% free throw shooter. A mid-major transfer from North Dakota State, will shoot 2 in a double bonus for Alabama. Nelson tonight, 6 for 7. Alabama has led basically this entire game. And Auburn will keep on freezing Alabama. Kind of odd that Bruce Pearl called a timeout again right there. But he wants to freeze Nelson as much as possible. So if it pays dividends right there for Bruce Pearl, then I have no problem with it. Because usually you want to use one timeout and keep one. But he burns 2 in a row to ice up the free throw shooter. We'll see if this does help out. Alabama still with 2 timeouts remaining. Auburn, they did have 3, actually. I misread it. I thought they had 2. They had 3 before. Now it's down to 1. So they kept 1 timeout. So yeah, it makes more sense now. So Bruce Pearl wanted to ice the free throw shooter as much as possible. And they do have 1 timeout in case they get stuck or so with the basketball for the final possession. So 75-74. Plus, if you're in that huddle, you're talking about the play that you're going to have or so upcoming. If he makes both of the free throws, if he makes one, if he misses the first one but makes the second one, you've got a play already in your mind. If you're Auburn, the first one's good. You got a 3-point play to go to most likely for Auburn tonight, which they've struggled. Just 5 for 25 from the perimeter. Going to need one if Nelson makes this right here, right now. Nelson for a chance to pull within 3. He takes it. He makes it. 77-74. 11 seconds left to go for Auburn. They missed 23s. They only made 5 throughout the course of tonight. 20% from the perimeter as they will get the inbound. Crossing midcourt, and Alabama up by 3 will reach in, pick up the foul. Smart move there by Alabama. Always remember the Cardinal roll by John Rothstein from CBS Sports. College basketball. Always follow up late by 3. And they do that right there with 10.8 seconds remaining. So this will send Jalen Williams to the free throw line. Double bonus shooting 2. By the way, this game started off at 7:30 at night. Still not over. Past 10 p.m. on the East Coast. First one, no good. Off the back rim, miss by Williams. That's a tough miss right there. Tough miss. He's having a tough night tonight. Just 6 points on 3 for 9 shooting. And now you got to make sure you miss it. Come up with an offensive rebound, which Alabama's out-rebounded Auburn today, and kick it out to a shooter. Here we go. Second one. He swooshes it. So he swooshed it right there. Now you need to get the steal, or you're going to have to trap Alabama. That's what you'll have to do. 10.8 seconds left to go. The inbound in the corner. Will they trap him? Double team. Oh, it's close. Oh, he lost it. And they're going to give a foul, though, I believe, here on the floor. Charge to Auburn as they put up the double in the corner. Oh, my goodness. That was so close. 8.6 seconds left to go. Yeah, they gave it on Broome. Johnny Broome is fouled out of this game. Finishes with 25 points tonight as he picks up the personal foul. Alabama will head to the free throw line. Wow. So Johnny Broome called in the foul, wants an explanation from the officials. That looks super close. They had the double team set up in the corner, about to trap Alabama. And then the referees ruled Johnny Broome reached in off the double team that he tried to trap him on in the corner. That was so close to being a turnover. Oh, man. Auburn had it set up perfectly. So close to being a turnover right there. So this will be 2 free throws coming up at the line. Quick update, 77-75 because he made the first one at the free throw line. That was kind of unexpected that he made the first free throw to begin with. But here's Mark Sears up by 2 with 8 seconds left to go. We'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. 82% free throw shooter tonight, perfect at the line, 1 for 1. 2 shots by Sears. First one's good. And this one to do it tonight. Alabama looking to get back into the top 25, ranked at 29 in the nation. This free throw would send them there. Auburn still yet to find a quad 1 victory this season. Losses on the road at App State. And the second one gets the bounce. 4-point lead. Losses against Baylor and the season opener against App State. Tonight, Auburn going to fall short in this game unless a miracle here. They dribble drive inside. No, they don't get the layup. They missed it. Off the mark, deflected out of bounds. And time expires on the clock as well as we go final. 79-75 as we go final in this one tonight. Alabama able to pull off the victory. Auburn was coming. Auburn, their late surge, though, not enough. They attempted so many threes. They bricked a bunch of threes tonight. They went just 5 for 25 from 3. But we're still awaiting right now, according to this clock, as when did that basketball touch out of bounds? There should be time remaining on this clock with 0.4 of a second. Yeah. There should be time on this clock remaining with 0.4 of a second left. They put back 5. Okay, so 0.5 of a second left to go. This game is not over just yet. So that basketball landed out of bounds with 0.5 left to go. What a game here between these two teams. So tough to win on the road. And Alabama tonight looking strong after getting blown out by 20 against Tennessee on Saturday. They come back, they bounce back, and the Roll Tide pick right now just 0.5 of a second away from picking up a win, barring a miracle right here. You're just going to want Auburn to get up a 3 and not have anybody contested. That's what you have to do. They go up, they get up a 3, no contact, they switch it, but either way, it's over. 79-75, and the 3 did not get off in time, so it wouldn't have counted either way as this game goes final. Those points definitely meaning a lot on the line because the line for this game was at 3.5. So crushing for those who didn't get that 3 counted there, who took Auburn. And the points tonight is Alabama, the favorite in this game by 3.5, comes up with a victory on their home court tonight as we go final in this one. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in, being a part on the stream. What a game between these two teams. Top of the SEC. Really showed it tonight in a big-time battle. We're going to close out to the channel members before we wrap up tonight. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason, Ward, Rajib, I Am Ghost, Russell, John, Mark, Kelly, Oink Oink, Michael, Katie, Bradley, Derek, Sister Surround, Bradley, SG Sports Talk, Ice Ice Baby, Robin, and Melinda. Thanks all so much for joining in, being a part of the stream for this one as we wrap up. And it's Alabama who picks up the win over Auburn. The final score, 79-75. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night.